We're going to be talking about the diaspora that's been going on TikTok. Okay, so if you guys don't know, I'll basically leave a couple of clips maybe before or during the video.
Why are y'all using our culture to disrespect us? I want to know where the disrespect is. I see up and down my For You
that we made popular only when we got on.
There's so many things with this, like, wrong with this.
Just all shut the fuck up and end this
diaspora bullshit is dumb as fuck.
So I totally agree with you that the diaspora war is really stupid. But I also believe that this video is very condescending and downplaying the African experience in America.
Now, for those of you guys who don't know, I did have my experiences of being called the you-know-what, African booty scratcher. I've had my negative experiences with African Americans, but I also had some positive experiences. And so I sort of want to get into depth about why our relationship is the way it is, how we describe our odd relationship. So I basically, after seeing all this drama going on TikTok, I went and I looked up the relationship. I went and typed it in Google and I came across a paper called Examining the Social Distance Between Africans and African Americans, the Role of Internalized Racism. And what I'm going to be sharing with you guys is how this paper specifically gets into the psychological effects of racism and why our odd relationship is the way that it is, mainly because of white supremacy. Taking a look into this reading, it says here, separate focus groups were considered with African American and African participants in an effort to better understand the nature of the relationship between both groups. During focus groups, the origins of prejudice and stereotypes about both groups were discussed, and ways of ameliorating existing social distance was explored. Participants also completed the modified nationalization inventory, an internalized racism skill that measures the presence of racist beliefs. Later on in this study, they come to the conclusion that the amount of racist beliefs, the presence of racist beliefs, is something of the responsibility and delivery of white supremacy. So white supremacy and racism is part of the reason why people hold such racist beliefs against each other. And it's associated with stereotypes, so things like African Americans being lazy and Africans being barbaric people who live in huts and etc. Looking further into the paper, it gets more in detail about the psychological effects of racism and white supremacy, especially on those of black or African populations who are usually the ones most targeted. So here it says, both slavery and colonization are based upon oppressive strategies that denied Africans the opportunity to maintain a psychological integrity related to their cultural foundations. As such, one of the worst impacts of slavery and the social construction, which is colonialism, the psychological impact on the oppressed. It is hypothesized by several authors that one of the remnants of colonialism and slavery evident in the end of colonial rule is a kind of self-loathing and dual consciousness, or a kind of self-not-self persona, especially among African Americans. Later on, it also says that even Africans who have had similar experiences of white domination that African Americans have faced also have this sort of self-not-self persona. This sort of self-not-self persona can be seen when Africans and African Americans don't want to be associated with each other. When African Americans say that, oh, I'm not African, I'm from here. Africans don't want to be associated with African Americans because of the stereotypes of what African Americans have been shown to be in the Western world. Psychological effects, it says perceived racism and internalized racism may evoke psychological stress responses such as anger, paranoia, anxiety, helplessness, hopelessness, frustration, resentment, and fear. Further on it reads, this describes an individual who may see no way of escaping the situation and thus seeks no relief for himself or herself, thereby developing a form of learned helplessness. Again, later on in this paper, they start talking about coping styles and how Africans and African Americans sort of deal with all of this psychological trauma, whatever you want to call it, of racism and white supremacy, and all that stuff, man. And it's some of the coping styles are some unhonorable coping styles, such as us simply just attacking each other with stereotypes of each other, which is really what it is. We're both trying to avoid stereotypes of each other on both sides. African Americans want to avoid the stereotype of the poor African who has no water, you know what I'm saying, who lives in huts, and Africans want to avoid the stereotype of African Americans of being lazy, being on the streets, and all that stuff, you know. That's mainly what it comes down to, man. And when African Americans and Africans disrespect each other and come at each other, do this, they always attack each other with stereotypes. As an African, I've been attached with lots of stereotypes by African Americans, you know what I mean? And I've also heard African parents, it's mainly African parents who've done it. If you're African first generation, you know, that sort of attach African Americans to the stereotypes. This is not done because people are bad people. Like, you know what I mean? It's really just you are misinformed and you don't really know what it's like being around people. It's the media, it's propaganda, and that's all you really shown. Now, speaking more from personal experience, I do want to say that when Africans tell African Americans that we have been sort of bullied, you know what I'm saying? And not even just bullied, like a lot of African Americans, when they talk about this in the TikTok platform, a lot of African Americans that I was seeing on TikTok who are participating within this diaspora war, they were gaslighting a lot of Africans in our experiences, and I didn't really appreciate that. And so I made a video basically the same exact thing as this, and sort of I addressed like, yeah, the gaslighting needs to stop, because the same way African Americans wouldn't want me gaslighting them and sort of ignoring any negative experiences they may have had with Africans. You know what I'm saying? I would appreciate it if they could also, you know, not gaslight us. You know what I'm saying? Because certain people disrespect us by telling us that, oh, you were only called an African booty scratcher. You were only called an African booty scratcher. It's just a middle school joke. Like, get over it. But it gets a lot deeper than that. And honestly, personally, I've been through experiences that are way more deeper than just a joke in the classroom. You know what I mean? Like, and I've even seen African Americans claim that they've been called African booty scratchers as well. Now, my personal opinion might not even matter for the video, but what I will say, I won't disrespect or disregard anybody's experiences, but I will say as a community, as a race, as a people, we do need to get better. You know what I'm saying? And sort of stop associating each other with stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? And sort of work to heal this and create black domination. You know what I'm saying? Let's take ourselves to the top of the food chain again. Let's run this stuff again, you know? With that being said, guys, if you guys like this video, definitely leave a like. If you're African or African American, you want to talk about your experiences, be sure to share them in the comment section. I'll be very interested to read and learn more about them, especially on the African American side. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what you guys experienced from Africans. You know what I'm saying? Educate me on how it's like. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys feel gaslighted as well, let me know. You know what I'm saying? You can also join my server at the Nile Valley Elite, where you can learn about Sudanese history. You can subscribe to the channel where you can get talks like this for, you know what I'm saying, self-improvement for black men and history lessons. So with that being said, guys, we out. So how do you feel when people like sort of perpetrate these stereotypes and like these negative ideologies about blacks, Africans, African Americans? How do you feel when you see that happen and with your own two eyes? So we'll start with you, Guardian.
Okay, so for the most part, I would like to say that the reason why this comes is I think it comes from parents, or it comes from influence, or it comes from what I've said before. It has to come from looks alone. So if you're the darkest man alive, right? I mean, darkest man in the team, you're gonna be noticed like heavily by just the color of your skin, and just off that, people will just rebound and keep rebounding off your looks and just throw anything at you. And people also have this one thing for if they will just clown you for the fun of it, for entertainment.
Yeah, I see what you mean. What about you, Quick? How do you feel when people perpetrate these stereotypes?
Like me personally, I feel a mix of array of different emotions, like from being mad to me laughing at them to being like kind of having sympathy for them. But I'm gonna start with being mad. Obviously, y'all know the reason I'm mad. Like nigga, like it's not true. And then laughter. Sometimes I laugh at them because I'm like laughing at their ignorance. I'm like, look at this dumb motherfucker over here. And then like the sympathy part, sometimes I just feel sad for them. I'm like, damn, you so brainwashed. Like, you feel me? Like,
Yeah,
Damn, bro. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I feel.
I see. What about you, Nasia?
I think mine is mostly like sympathy, because like some people, like even in my own ethnicity, don't know everything about their own culture, and then they don't know who to be mad at. So perpetrating these stereotypes is like, I guess, an easy way out, but they don't understand. Like, not let's not lie, they understand. They, I guess, they're too ignorant to get that, like perpetrating these stereotypes. You wouldn't like it if somebody came and called you ghetto or a hood rat or all of that, but I feel like some of them, most of the xenophobic ones, they just want to play victim, and that's just really how it is. So,
Yeah, I see. I definitely agree with that. What about you, Saya?
I like when people like perpetrate these stereotypes. Well, for the most part, they're ignorant. Um, I do really think I do know that most of us we do have access to the internet. And we should be able to unlearn these stereotypes that we have for each other, especially my own towards the African people. I feel like it's just these you're ignorant. You can learn a lot from just like hearing other people, hearing African voices, watching different types of YouTube videos. And also I do also feel a little bad for them because just like like dang, like you be thinking this way and like it's so easy for you to like change your mindset and all.
I see. What about you, Sule? How do you feel when people perpetrate these stereotypes?
It's so retarded. They never question where they get this belief or where they get these ideology from. But hey, I guess a lot of people are dumb, so.
Thanks for the slap, Ali. I tried to tell these niggas don't wanna listen. Everybody cheap don't wanna play their position. You gon' pop in the net, but we knowin' it's fiction. I ain't even trippin' about none of that shit, my nigga. I was in them trenches, keeping it too confidential. I risk it all behind this shit I'm implementing. I pray to God every day I don't get implicated. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. Stab me in my back, stab me in my back. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. I'm on these hooks, I'm starting to feel like Kareem. I make shit shake, I'm starting to feel like Hakeem. Even to pop an X pill, cause they know I ain't a team. I heard a gangster started singing, I guess that nigga thought he was Jodeci. I heard a gangster started singing, that nigga thought he was Jodeci. I don't understand what these niggas do when they be trying to approach a G. I been staying to myself, I'm trying to stack up these trophies. I try to tell these niggas don't wanna listen. Everybody cheap don't wanna play their position. You gon' pop in the net, but we knowin' it's fiction. I ain't even trippin' about none of that shit, my nigga. I was in them trenches, keeping it too confidential. I risk it all behind this shit I'm implementing. I pray to God every day I don't get implicated. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. Stab me in my back, stab me in my back. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. They say life's by choices, you can't even avoid it. Try the best to cross you out, then double back to count on you. These niggas ain't tryna put in work, but they need all the employment. I was in the trap thinking about white papers and road maps, nigga. This devil gon' do his best to walk you down to like a staircase. I just talked to my lawyer last night, he called me, told me they finna drop the case. I protect my energy, I can't let these niggas infiltrate. That boy internet gangsta, he only thuggin' in Twitter space. I tried to tell these niggas, don't wanna listen. Everybody cheap, don't wanna play their positions. We gon' pop on the net, but we knowin' it's fiction. I ain't even trippin' about none of that shit, my nigga. I was in them trenches, keeping it too confidential. I risk it all behind this shit I'm implementing. I pray to God every day I don't get implicated. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. Stab me in my back, stab me in my back. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me.
Thanks for the slap, Ali.
I tried to tell these niggas don't wanna listen. Everybody cheap don't wanna play their position. We gon' pop on the net, but we knowin' it's fiction. I ain't even trippin' about none of that shit, my nigga. I was in them trenches, keeping it too confidential. I risk it all behind this shit I'm implementing. I pray to God every day I don't get implicated. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. Stab me in my back, stab me in my back. Don't stab me in my back, look at my face and betray me. I was taking trips to the left coast with the bows and trying to make a name. I thought I was on the right path till the troll got behind me and hit the lights. Pack touchdown in Gainesville like I'm Percy, telling me that I'm more handsome in person. I been found my purpose, can't pop me no perk. I tapped in some shit you can't reach it like cursive. I'm tapping some shit you can't see to believe in.
Morris Paradigm books that he wrote, like 10 novels. I got all of them, right? I can go back and show you that he's calling us Aborigines, and he's connecting people like the Tuscarora tribe. Yeah, I'm a matter of fact, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it in a minute. Let me see. But I want to get into the World's Fair or whatever. I'm probably gonna rock out to about
How to Spot an Abo's Talking Points, Volume 2. I'm reading an excerpt here from the Ethnic Study Review. It says, Folsom Point blacks are related to the Melanesians, or the so-called Asiatic Negroids of the South Pacific region, and may be ancestral to these groups. Speaking upon the Clovis people, the Clovis Folsom Point blacks. In the final stages of the Afrocentric scenario, invading Mongoloids begin to displace the earlier Negroids or Africoid populations in many parts of America. The resistant Africoids are said to be uprooted, exterminated, and almost absorbed by the invading Mongoloids. Quoting Eurocentric scholars, the Mongoloids are described as being long-headed with broad faces and slant eyes. Okay, now we're talking about... So as Brother Rashidi asserted, he's using clear stereotypes that these Aboriginals are using today. These talking points have already been beat up in the 90s and early 2000s. Unfortunately, this is not new groundbreaking research that everybody likes to present it. They like to act like you need to sit back and you need to watch because you've never seen these claims. They're making groundbreaking stuff, and that's why they're getting views, and that's cap. So as the Afrocentrics see it, the fusion of the invading Mongoloids and the early Africoid population results in the emergence of the American Indian as a physical type by the time they rival the Europeans in the 16th century. But they fail to define this stereotype with any degree of precision. That sounds very, very, very like somebody that I'm arguing with today. It should also be noted that the physical types articulated above are the same ones that were used by the old racialist scholars of Europe and the United States and other regions of the world that were significantly influenced by the scholarship. As a result, the Afrocentrists rely heavily on cranial and skeletal studies that were done by physical anthropologists in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This is the same playbook, y'all, not doing nothing new. I'm being straightforward. So a lot of this stuff is speculative, nonsense, conspiratorial stuff from people who haven't looked into shit. So he already makes these assertions for you, and you just picking up on them, and you running with them, and you calling them Aboriginal. And the only thing that you changed was Aboriginal. They are still the same talking points. You're using Negroid, Caucasoid, Mongoloid. You saying that these
Like I said, we was responsible for all that shit. The Greco-Roman buildings, also the other buildings you see, like the ones you see out Andalusia. We was responsible for all them buildings, brother. Because these people is even questioning the fact that they able to do it. And we see where all of the inventions and all of the science is coming from. It's coming from right here. And if our people had the technology to build these massive buildings, the 60,000 structures that gets found in Guatemala, what makes you think we wasn't able to do that? You don't find 60,000 structures nowhere else on the fucking planet that they found, but they found it in America, right?
Yeah, so as you can see, the Aboriginals, they are responsible for the Greco-Roman style buildings that you see across the Mediterranean. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are led to believe in the Aboriginal chat. You understand what I'm telling y'all? But man, that was A1, man, he gets into them bags, man. He gets into them Hakeem Bay bags. And sometimes it's hard to drag that brother up out of them. You know what I'm saying? He get caught up in that Hakeem Bay sauce. But really, I wanted to touch on. I tapped in earlier. You know what I mean? I caught wind of one of the live streams earlier, and I seen it was mentioning the scientific theory versus theory and all this stuff. So I want to play that. I'm trying to find that. Uh, these niggas here, they on a rampage, man. And Aboriginal morale is at an all time low right now. You know what I'm saying? So these motherfuckers, they punch drunk. You know what I'm saying? They can't breathe right now. It's real bad right now for the Abos. They fighting with each other. These niggas getting back together. All kind of shit, man. I'm trying to find this video. Man. Yeah, the 60,000 structures that he always quotes like Graham Hancock from the fucking Joe Rogan interview when he talks about the lidar that they found from the jungle, the structures that they found in the jungle. This is what he's talking about. This is what this brother's talking about. So hold on one second. Here we go.
Just meet West Coast.
Yeah, man. Aboriginal education at an all-time low, man. See, that's what I was at. That's really what I did when I started coming on the panels, right? Because they had these top cats got the BCU, you know what I'm saying? They got a university over there. AP, he got his, he called his the BAP Academy or whatever, BAP University or whatever. So I was asking these guys, man, do y'all test y'all students, man? Like, what's going on over there, bro? Like, y'all got one of them new Oregon type program. Y'all motherfuckers just pass everybody along. Because some of these niggas then should get held back. You know what I'm saying? Or we need to start checking some credentials for some of these syllabuses that these niggas handing out. You know what I'm talking about? Because this shit getting outrageous. Motherfucker say the structures, right? Motherfucker said, what he said? He said the World Fair structures. He said the World Fair structures is ancient structures. That's what the brother Zoe Hustle was trying to come out there and rap with me about. He was trying to tell me them fairy tale castles was ancient structures. You see what I'm saying? That's what he was trying to rap with me about. So these brothers, man, they lack accountability, man. Somebody really tapping in with them and telling them what the shit they saying is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I done sped it up too far and shit. All right, here we go. I keep going.
Is, you know, we got down to Alabama, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And then once they get as far as they can get into their records, they'll pull up their spit test, right?
Right.
And I think it's really crazy. I seen how they
something, Chief. Where's the evidence?
Not at all. Actually, I mean, yo, what I seen how they've said that they've shown their genealogical work, right? And they always Jabari has got down to Alabama, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And then once they get as far as they can get into their records, they'll pull up their spit test, right?
Right.
And I think it's really crazy that that anybody falls for that. Like, y'all,
okay, let's go, Chief. Let's go with that for a second.
Come on,
let's go.
man.
Hold on. Let's go with that for a
Is
second.
there something that we know that these motherfuckers don't know, bro?
Well, no, I'm
gonna
give them their argument. Let's chop that up for a second. Did he not say, as he was bashing this good sister in that video, did he not say they are woefully short on population pools from Africa? And why is it that most of the pooling that they have is so-called African American? Now, I think you and I can probably come to some conclusion about why that is, because are these not American-based genetic testing companies? And why is it that they're getting most of all of their information from so-called immigrants in America? He keeps stressing we trying to find who we are. And by the way, the reason why I brought up Dr. Nell Irvin Painter, she said a lot of this supposed ancestral of creating the current contemporary research of race, ethnic groups, and populations is what is referred to as ethnic tourism. Now, would you care to guess which is the most popular nation that people go to visit for ethnic tourism? Would you like to take a guess? Could I give you a hint that it's a white man with the letters of POPE? Then after Italy is Germany. Then England, I believe, is third.
So if you don't know who's speaking, this is Big Washita, Big Washita, Alabama Bay. You know what I'm saying? This brother Big Washita, Alabama Bay of the Yamasee Creek tribe. You know what I'm saying? You did what I'm saying? So this who you deal with. He came up on side of the panel. But this brother here, he's deep in the Washita doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Deep, real deep.
You feel where I'm going with this, Chief? So the people who vacated certain land masses end up on our doorstep. And now you're saying you have, as you said, spit tests, supposedly proving that they came from those land masses. Does that sound like you set up a scenario which is supposedly a hypothesis? The thesis is to test the hypothesis, right? And when there is inaccurate information or new information, because that's so-called science, you don't disregard new information, do you? Are you not supposed to incorporate new information that may break down the original hypothesis, may call into question your thesis, and therefore, when you come across new information, that's called synthesis, right, Chief? So,
Yes.
first and foremost, these gentlemen do not want any new information whatsoever, right? If it doesn't reinforce, again, the hypothesis, because there is no, and you've said this repeatedly, there is no fact, record, or of anything to prove the so-called origin stories. And here's what really gets me, Chief. He already says they can't prove that they come from here in North America, but in the same breath, they also state they don't have enough acquired, dated, archaeological, genetic information from. Why might that be? They don't intend to look for that information? Because what might unearthing that information, that would be new facts, right? What might those new facts bring to the table that's going to dispel, if not blow completely out of the water, this theory that we still are being taught the theory of evolution? It is called the theory of evolution. Where is the fact in it? The same out of
But it's
Africa
debunked
hypothesis.
already, though.
Go ahead.
It's absolutely debunked, though.
Yeah. So when I heard this shit live, I'm like, oh, Chief finna jump in. He finna tell him, nah, brother, that's debunked. What you saying? What you saying is debunked. But that's not what he's doing, brother. That's not what he's gonna do. So I want to back it up a little bit because he said something very specific that I want to hold his question to. I want to, because he asked for some very specific shit. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't really out of the realm of science. Oh no, hold on. He finna get into his evolution bag, Sean. Just wait on it. He finna get in his evolution bag. Hold up. It's Big Washita.
Information? Because what might unearthing that information, that would be new facts, right? What might those new facts bring to the table that's going to dispel, if not blow completely out of the water, this theory that we still are being taught the theory of evolution? It is called the theory of evolution. Where is the fact in it?
Theory. He's asking us where's the facts, right? This is what the brother's asking. But we're dealing with him one at a time, man. This guy's crazy. Right? So you fellas are misguided, man. Misguided individuals. So get my shit together. So the brother said, where are the facts? We're dealing with theories, brother. Where are the facts, brother? Right, where are the facts, brother? We dealing with a theory, goddamn. So now I'm trying to figure out if this is big enough on the screen for Smoke sitting on them to read on the playback. Let me see. Might be a little bit better. All right, so when we're dealing with a scientific theory, I'm pretty sure we already went over this, but you know, sometimes you gotta double down. A scientific theory is a structural explanation to explain a group of facts. So, my brother, we haven't even got up off the first line yet. We haven't even left the first line. We ain't left the line of scrimmage yet, brother. And you asking about some facts, and you don't even understand that a scientific theory is a structured explanation of a group of facts, brother. So, this whole conversation it's really null. Like you could dead this one. You know what I'm saying? It don't even make sense to have it. But this is a thing that these guys do. This is what they string. This is what they hold to, right? They hold to the evolution is just a theory. Science is not absolute. They say these catchphrases, brother. You gotta peep the catchphrases. They don't want to battle you on DNA. They want to jump on your panel and say, is DNA, do they call it absolute? Is it 100%? Because a nigga know it's 99.9. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a joke. It's a catch. You know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers ain't real with this shit. So a scientific theory is a structured explanation to explain a group of facts or phenomena in the natural world that often incorporates a scientific hypothesis and scientific laws, excuse me. The scientific definition of a theory contrasts with the definition most people use in casual language. The way the scientists use the word theory is a little different than how it is commonly used in the lay public, says Jamie Tanner, a professional of biology at Emerson College in Boston. Most people use the word theory to mean an idea or a hunch that someone has, but in the science world, theory refers to the way that we interpret facts. It's not a guess. It's not a probability or none of that shit, brother. What we're dealing with is the interpretation of facts, brother. So this brother Alabama, Big Washita, has refused to understand this. It's crazy. Like I'm really like I'm trying to figure out because I'm laughing because it's like, bro, these niggas is up there in age, right? I'm not even trying to disrespect nobody because I sit with my OG. I talk to the old heads, man. We sit, we drinking, them niggas tell me I'm crazy and all type of shit, man. So I can talk to the older folks and we can get it in and we can go back and forth and I can respect what's going on. But these guys, man, it's crazy, bro, to believe like this is what you are hinging your whole argument on. Show you the facts to a scientific theory. Like, what do you mean show you the facts to a scientific theory? My brother, it's the scientific theory is showing you the facts, nigga. Yo, hold on. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, but I'm about to go into evolution. This shit is funny as fuck, bro. He gets it to he's funny, bro. He is funny. If you can get through his tone. So, brother Alabama, what new facts do the Aboriginals present? Right? What new facts do they present that would combat the scientific or the evolutionary theory, I should say? What do the Abos present to combat evolution, brother? They don't combat it at all. They don't even try. They don't even get into that bag. You understand what I'm saying? That's a very limited bag. That's a Target bag. It's not a Birkin. You know what I'm saying? It's a Target bag. Motherfucker, it's crazy as hell, bro. But they get into it and they get into the depths of it, and they feel like they really done captured into some whole other shit, right? I'm gonna let them go for. I'm gonna let them build. I'm gonna let them build. Oh, you said it wasn't no sound. Oh, I'm tripping. I thought I was sharing a video. I'm tripping. Yeah, that's that goddamn. Yeah, that's that True Leaf. My fault. It's all good. So look, so I'm pulling up because he asked, he strung up some questions, right? But he really strung himself up. He didn't even understand it, you know. And that's what's so funny about these guys. A lot of times, they pay attention, they'll beat themselves up, man. They be sparring with themselves. So, in order for you to disprove a scientific theory, first, I'm getting ahead of myself. In order for something to even be a scientific theory, it has to be able to be falsified. It has to be some what they say, falsifiability. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, some shit like that type shit. So we looking at what we're looking at here is these guys don't even understand the task that they have at hand, right? Because they have a tall uphill battle that they are climbing. But it's like understanding that, you know what I'm saying? They think that the verdict is in and that they have beat up the whoever the Pan Africans is that they keep talking about they beat up. We don't know where they at. You know what I mean? We don't know who they beat up. We don't know the video. We ain't see nobody. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got the grainy image. They ain't got the audio. None of that. They ain't got the fucking ultrasound. We ain't got that shit, bro. I don't think it's here. You know what I'm saying? So in order to falsify, or let me just I'm getting ahead of myself again, bro. Science and philosophy have worked together to try to uncover truths about the universe we live in. Indeed, ancient philosophy can be understood as the originator of many of the separate fields of study we have today, including psychology, medicine, law, astronomy, art, and even theology, right? It talks about science, design experiments, and all that kind of stuff, right? So one of the tenets behind the scientific method is that any scientific hypothesis and resultant what that shit say? Experimental design must be inherently falsifiable. Although falsifiability is not universally accepted, it is still a foundation of the majority of scientific experiments. Most scientific accepted work with this tenet, but it has its roots in philosophy and the deeper question of truth and our access to it. So your shit can't be falsified, brother. Let me keep getting into it. What that shit? Listen. Falsify. That motherfucker getting me. Is the assertion that for any hypothesis to have credence, it must be inherently disprovable before it can become accepted as a scientific hypothesis or a theory. So we shouldn't be able to poke no holes in your shit at all, brother. We shouldn't be able to poke a hole in this bitch at all, beloved. For example, someone might claim the earth is younger than many scientists state, and in fact was created to appear as though it was older through deceptive fossils. This is a claim that is unfalsifiable because it is a theory that can never be shown to be false. That's what we dealing with right here. That right there. If you flip that claim on his head, the Aboriginals claim that the structures from them fairy tale castles that brother, what's the nigga name, pulled up on the damn debate talking about these was ancient castles. Really though, no, that's not even a good thing because that was easily falsifiable. That was nigga, you fucked off. I don't even know what that was. He tripping. But these guys, they make the claim, and it's always some far-fetched, outlandish shit. You know what I'm saying? If you were to present such a person with fossils, come on, man. Come on, man. What are we talking about here? These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous, man. So Chief tries to back into him. He tries to save him a little bit, but it's over with for them. You know what I'm saying? It don't even make sense for you to even try that shit, bro. To talk about to try to separate evolutionary or evolution theory and just try to target the word theory to discredit evolutionary theory is crazy, bro. And it's a waste of an argument. Like you losing credibility at the second. You know what I'm saying? The more that you speak on that. Like, where's your talking points? You know what I'm saying? Where's your talking points, beloved? So I'm finna pull up on this rest of this first debate real quick. Cause this shit is ridiculous. Like, but this is what they do. They make these, they don't know how to even make their own hypothesis. They don't even know how to run the steps to disprove science. It's crazy. You don't understand the process. You don't even understand the uphill battle that you're really dealing with, bro. You putting yourself at a crazy incline, turning the treadmill on 25, and you trying to run uphill. You know what I mean? You tripping, bro. But you think you running flat. You tripping, bro. It's not gonna go that way. It's gonna go very bad for you, bro. You're gonna hit your face. You're gonna fall flat on your face.
I am a solar development project manager.
Yeah,
Solar is a stable fuel source,
scientific
which
theory
will lead
versus
to
theory
stable
is completely
bills and
different, man.
ultimately will produce savings for our customers.
I know that FPL is.
These nigga ass chat GBT that shit, man. These nigga ass chat GBT. A scientific, you could type in exactly what that nigga Sean said. A scientific theory versus a theory in chat GBT, man. Come on now, fellas. We getting lazy intellectually with this shit, bro.
Right into it. But while we do that, man, I want to shout.
I'm just show the first round. This shit crazy.
Hey, let's get ready to get it though, man. So I want to say shout out to everybody that is in the building. That's tuning in to the channel, man. Let's get ready to get it, man. I want everybody to hit that like button.
Tonight,
Support the channel. Let's get it.
we are going to witness the most anticipated match in the history of professional wrestling for the heavyweight championship of the world. Are you ready? Wrestling fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the capital city of the United States of America, Washington, D.C.
Let's go.
Ladies
Let's
and
go. Let's go.
gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
I'm about to skip this shit up. My hands tied up right now. Hold on.
All right, man. We locked and loaded, man. Let's get it right in, man. We ain't gonna waste no more time, man. Let's get right into it.
That was a jab off rip. You know.
All right, so listen. Hold on. Let me get my coin out. Let me get the. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
You know, the gods is always heads, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. So what y'all want to do? Call in the air, man. Who came to farthest? Lucky you came to farthest. Call in the air. What you want?
Heads.
Heads it is. Hold on. No, I'll take it back. I apologize. False alarm. Tails it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Brother Hustle get it in first. He gonna set the stage first.
Okay.
You get what I'm
So,
saying?
what I wanted you to do
Before you go, brother. I do before y'all start your rounds. I do want to allow y'all to get y'all 5 minute introduction since he is going to be starting the round first. Lucky, you can start your 5 minute introduction to what the people are going to be expecting to see presented from you on your end, you guys. And
That's a
before
fact,
before you
Sean.
get
That's
to
a
that, we're
fact.
gonna take a
Especially
quick
when you lazy with
30-second
even using the
intro.
tools
We'll be
themselves.
right back.
See my license been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet.
Check, mic check.
Everything's good. Can you hear me? Everything's
Oh yeah,
clear.
yeah. All right, bet.
We're super
Yes.
good.
So right now on the chopping block, we got the Franks. Okay, we got the Franks. They need to be determined to be from Canada, according to Good Brother Hustle, and they were melanated according to our good brother. So I would need him to lay out the methodology about how he's gonna disprove genetics, archaeology, and oral traditions. So, and I know the Abos, y'all big on the oral tradition. So how's he gonna, what is the methodology that he's gonna use to displace genetics, archaeology, and oral tradition? That's about what we on the chopping block with today, fellas.
Man, that's what's up, man. You still had 2 minutes left. A little bit over 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 something seconds. Shout out to Lucky for his introduction. Hey, let's get it. That's a good synopsis. Zo Hustle. What are they expecting to see from your end, you guys?
Okay. So, as we can see already being lined up, I'm gonna be asked a lot of questions. I'm gonna be answering a lot of questions, and I'm gonna use something different than what he used as far as the DNA sequences and all of these metaphors of this science. So, as they say,
That nigga
sticks and
said
stones
metaphors. Hey,
may break your
what the
bones,
fuck?
and these words will hurt you because we're dealing with archaeology, the real shit. We call it stone. We call it built and mounted in stone. So when it comes to him actually trying to disapprove that the Franks, which is the FRANC, ain't from Canada, didn't build up Quebec, didn't build all these structures before Paleface even made it to America. This is what we're going to deal with. So, if everybody in the back chat remember, me and Copper Empress, we did builds on the orphan trains. We also did builds on the Paleface arriving in late 1800 to 1900, not even knowing how to speak or even write English or any of these languages, not even having a name. So he's going to have to cover that and make up for that as well. That's what I'm.
Hilarious.
Man, this is going to be one of those ones. Y'all heard that in the chat, man. If y'all heard it loud and clear, drop those fire emojis in the
Asking
chat.
these niggas
Zo
up,
Hustle
bro.
will be starting the
He be
introduction of
putting
the first
lawnmower.
round. I do want to
Hey,
take the
what's
time
up
out
with
to
this
shout out some of
nigga
the brothers
AP,
that
man?
did.
That nigga AP be putting lawnmower fluid in these niggas tank, man. You know that shit gonna put up the road, man. Stop playing with these niggas, bro. You sunk that nigga up the road, that little bit ass shit in his tank, man. That shit is not gonna go. That shit is not the wave, bro. You let that nigga do that shit, bro. Tell us it's gonna be one of them ones. Like, bro, start the count, AP. You knew this shit was not gonna be one of them ones. Nigga that crazy than a bitch. I'm gonna let him get into his bed real quick. I gotta go get my papers.
Support the channel. Shout out to B Amos. Shout out to you. He said, let's get it. Shout out to my brother B Amos. Shout out to Smoke Signal. He said, for the debate. Shout out to my brother Smoke Signal. The brother Lamont Clofius TT. He said, energy for all you do. American Son. Shout out to my brother American Son. Good to see you in here, brother. Hope all is well. Make sure you be safe. I really appreciate the support and the cash out donation. Shout out to my brother Darvis Baylock, Goose Creek as well for the cash out donation. We appreciate the support. And for those that's in here that's enjoying these type of get-togethers, dialogue, and discussions and debacles when it comes to the intellectual format, hey, support the channel, man. Make sure y'all support the channel. Make it worth the host wow. You understand what I'm saying? We got some two scholars that took their time out to come get it in for you guys, one-on-one. No interruptions, man to man. Let's get it in. So Hustle, the flow is on you. Let me get your time set and let's get it.
Okay, so you share my screen, or do I gotta go to the screen share? Or
Yeah, you do yep, present, screen share, and whatever tab you want to pull up, right?
Yep.
Tell me when you got your times. Tell me when you screen share and I'll get you right. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Let's get it.
Okay, I'm screen sharing.
Are you screen sharing?
Yep.
I don't see it.
Okay, it's low.
There we go. There we go. Boom. Let's get it. Your time start now.
Okay, so now we're gonna start with dealing with who was the Franks, right? Now we got to understand also that the Franks have long history here, down back into the Inca time period, as we're looking at right here, right? The last Inca Empire, Atahualpa in a 1584 French engraving, right? So then this right here is the Roman Empire alliance with the French. It's the French and Inca Roman Empire, right? So we're gonna go from there, go over here. So I don't even know how to make this big, but I'm pretty sure y'all can see this map right here. And I don't know.
We don't see no map, so you might have to go back and share your entire
We
screen so
don't
you
see
can just
no
jump
map.
from tab to tab. So if you want to unshare screen, stop it and then go to entire screen. That'll probably help your process a little better, so you can just jump from tab to tab. Shout out to my brother Zoe. Bear with him, you guys. We'll give him
My first. Okay, so I'm right here. So what do I do now?
stop your screen share and reshare it again.
Okay, go back to another one. Okay.
Yeah, and then I want you to share your entire screen so you can go wherever it needs to go.
Am I screen sharing right now?
Hell no.
And have grace period.
Ancient Mayan city.
Look.
Ancient Mayan city in Canada. This is in Canada, everybody. We're wondering who the Franks are, right? We're going to be
This is in Canada, everybody.
all of this
No, the fuck it's not,
because
nigga.
it's not hard to figure it all out.
My nigga said, this is in Canada. No, the fuck it's not, nigga. No, the fuck it's not. So look, we could do the same weak ass Google. So he be trying to algorithm with that weak ass Google search. That shit is not. Listen, bro. You not finna make Google an elbow, bro. I don't care how much you train in that bit, bro. It's not going. You tripping, bro. You tripping, beloved. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your hopes up. I mean, you gotta get your hopes down, my nigga. You tripping. Hold up. I'm gonna go right to this dumbass article this nigga talking about. He talking about pause. What you talking about? Look, listen, hold on, Sean. I'm finna get into it, Sean. Wait, I'm finna get into it. Look, Sean, I'm finna get into it. Don't even trip, Sean. Don't even trip. You put out the NPR on the nigga. I already know where you going. Don't even trip. Look, I already know where you going. Don't even trip. Look, listen. These guys, man, listen. They got some, I don't even know. They got some shit stuck. I don't even know. He tripping, bro. So yeah, the elbow. So I'm gonna break it down for you, Sean, because you seem to be a little confused about the French and the Inca civilization. So a part of his claim that he was making was that the Incas were the Romans. Okay. And I can show him where he's making his claim from. I want him to get into his bag. He refused to get into it because I kind of beat him to the punch a little. I should have held my hit, right? But it's my second debate. Really my first one, because PNF don't count. That nigga so dry. So he really. Oh yeah, no, we definitely already dealt with the Canadian claim. I was just gonna tie it back in, you know what I'm saying? But drill it home, you know what I'm saying? Because this nigga here, he ridiculous with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when it comes to these guys, man, they literally claiming that the original Romans were the Roma type shit, and the Roma are related to Genghis Khan and Prester John, and all them niggas is Aboriginal and all this type of shit, and they really left from off of Utah and the Great Lakes, and all that shit was some resourceful land for them, and then they got kicked out of there, and that was Egypt for a minute, all that type of shit, man. And Egypt, the Nile is the goddamn Mississippi, bro. It's all that shit, bro. land past the poles. It's all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it. So nigga really be on some shit. Like the whole time he really a Hebrew Israelite. So the reason why they clinging to this whole ideology is because they trying to put themselves on people in the Bible. And so because these other ideologies from these nationality groups have tried to put themselves in the Bible, they're taking up the mantle, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So it really don't even make sense, man. So I really want to get into some of this shit, right? But I want to let him get his shit off because they try to play like, oh, we all don't believe the same shit. When you ask them, okay, what don't you believe about what your brother just said? They don't never put a number on it. Like they don't never say, okay, well, nah, this right here, we don't go with that. They always stick to like the fringe people who you know that they're not gonna agree with. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who not on their team, but everybody in the Aboriginal community agrees with what I just said just then. They agree with Brother Hustle. They agree that the French and the Incas are tied together. That's a real thing that they teach, right? And he tries to go into the Masonic or what he calls the masonry of the building structures, but he doesn't get into it, right? This is the shit that this the pseudo babble that they get into. I call it abo babble, right? Some of them haven't perfected their abo babble. Some of them are low level abo babble. They can only speak certain dialects. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually crazy thing about I'm really fluent in abo babble. Like I can speak with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I can I can go with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I fuck with Prester John. So when they got into their pseudo bad, they kind of had caught lucky back in 2015 with that Prester John shit. Right? 2014, 2015, I was fucking with Prester John. And shit, man, I had got into that pseudo bag. But bro, shit, bro, it didn't take me long. And then but it's okay. Once you recognize this pseudo, man, and you want to look at it, hey man, by all means, go into it. But you gotta have your eyes right. These folks be tweaking. They be going into some shit like predetermined, got notions they trying to put into the Google and trying to hide the references and all kind of shit they be doing, man. So it's like you can't even really play fair with these guys. You gotta call they shit out. You gotta call them names. You gotta be intellectual at the same time. You gotta call them fuck niggas. Like you gotta do everything because these niggas just so out of pocket, so out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta get out of character with these niggas. So I'm gonna let the nigga keep talking this mumbo jumbo shit real quick. What you wanna? I'm gonna pull that article up in a second, Sean. I got this other article you got over here. I'm about to get into this oldest humans bag. Cause this another thing about this sprung from the soil shit need to go on somewhere. You know what I'm saying? This sprung from the soil shit need to die as well. This shit is crazy. Niggas talking about they came from out the ground, but ain't nobody got a hominid or a old human or none of that shit over here. Oldest human you got is 12,000 years, bro. And you talking about you sprung from about the ground and shit. Stop playing, bro. You tripping.
You know, so I'm gonna go from there. I'm gonna go in. Go back.
Hey, just to let you know, when you sharing your entire screen, Brother Zoe, you don't have to stop it. You can just go from tab to tab. So if you want to show your whole screen again, you ain't got to stop it when you go into the next
Oh,
tab.
okay.
No problem. No
Once again,
problem.
everybody, I'm new to this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm finna just go ahead and dust
You
it
can,
in
you can
real
just
quick.
go. We're gonna be able to see wherever you go. You ain't got to stop your screen share when you.
So once again, here's another map right here showing the French settlements in North America. Here's another map right here showing the New France map. This is what they called it, the New France, the territory. This map is right here from 1750. The white people wasn't here yet. So this from 1750. The blue area is showing France. This is another map right here. I'm just showing you. I'm using the simple stuff because I'm not computer wise, but I'm using basic simple stuff to show y'all that this is where the Franks come from. Let me go right here. I'm gonna go to more of.
I'm gonna go back, bro. right, bro. Let me get into this shit because this shit was ridiculous. As Sean said, this was pathetic, right? So this is like the crazy thing is, bro. This was wild, right? So Sean, the first time I ever got stepped foot in the Abo community to say something, right? I had been watching them niggas probably about 2 or 3 months before I ever hit the link and said something, right? But for about a month, like I tapped in, I caught wind of them, tapped in. I always knew about Chief Holiday and Untaunted this one, but I never really watched them niggas. But when I never knew about Ab Power, Ab TV, none of them niggas till like like I said, probably by 2020, 2019, I'd say 2019. And bro, as soon as I hit the link, yeah, I think it was 2020, bro, because it was pandemic time. I wasn't fucking with this shit. So, man, I was trying to say some shit. I'm asking for the nigga. They talking about Africans never fought in no wars. They said Latin was started in America. They already speaking their English language. And the English language is their ancient Aboriginal language. And they like I said, no Africans ever fought up in the wars. And goddamn, he said something else, bro. It was something else stupid, bro. So I hit the link. I'm like, bro, y'all got a source? Motherfucker blocked me. So I'm like, all right, bro, let me hit the link. So I hit the link. I come up that bitch. They like, oh, who is you? Blah blah blah. He tried to put a nigga on Taunton his history 101 in front of me and Tashawn in front of me and shit like that. Nobody addressing the question, right? Nobody addressing none of this shit. This shit was ridiculous, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let one of them niggas really like just bury themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I was really collecting little clips. And then this nigga, not a coincidence, I don't know if he had been on a hiatus or what was going on, but this nigga, not a coincidence, came back out the blue just to start hitting niggas with it. He was jumping on the panel. He was exposing this nigga A1 looking silly. I would start watching the nigga videos and shit. I'm like, damn, this nigga going in for real. Like, so I'm over this bitch like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start hitting the link more often. I'm gonna try to tap in. But then the nigga Chief, he kind of seen what was going on. He was like, "Lucky man, let me get your number, and we could deal with all the information shit behind the scenes. Like we could debate the information behind the scenes." So really, I'm like, this before all this shit was going on. So I'm like, all right, that's straight. Oh, they had you blocked. Yeah, that made sense, bro. Cause I just remember, bro, like I was just chilling. I'm like, damn, these niggas going uncontested, unmolested. And all of a sudden, man, that nigga not Quinn started coming out the woodworks, started beating the shit out. Niggas started hitting niggas with all type of haymakers and combinations and all kind of shit, bro. So it was like, all right, I'm gonna pop out. And oh, they had alienated that boy Lex, right? Lex had did an expose on them boys. They had got Lex the fuck up out of there. So I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, I'm the last hope for real. You know what I'm saying? Not a coincidence ain't gonna hit the link. I gotta pull up and say something. You feel me? But whole time, man, they turn a nigga mic down, play with a nigga shit. Oh, you said that link ain't working? Hold on, let me drop this new link. I'm finna drop it in the chat right now. Whole time they playing games with a nigga and shit. Like they like I said, they turn a nigga mic down. They do all that little funny shit, and then that's why I started challenging niggas on the debates. I'm like, bro, just line it up. So I went to lining it up with a nigga, but before we line it up, I catch a nigga slipping, man. Hey man, share my screen real quick. So I'm catching niggas slipping, share my screen. This nigga AP channel get blowed up though. So I really wasn't able to grab as many clips. I got a couple of clips. I still got some shit I gotta do. I'm bullshitting. But it's really clips on there where these niggas will go live for fucking 11 hours and shit. And then, or 8 hours lives, and then you got a two back and forth, 25 minutes a piece you gotta find. You know what I'm saying? So nigga really slipped and let that shit get deleted. Yeah, Sean, you need to get that. You need to get your med card, man. Walk down to the spin and tap in. You know what I mean? I'm on True Leave right now. I got me a little indica blend, but I usually, sativa in the daytime or sativa in the daytime, indica on the night gig. Not a coincidence. What's up with you?
What's good, bro? Same old shit.
Shit, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm on this dispensary, John. I'm finna pull up this. I guess I'm finna play a little bit more of this debate, but I'm finna pull up this article Sean just dropped. You seen this boy Alabama with this scientific theory versus regular theory?
Yeah, I was listening. Yeah, I remember. I think we talked about this one other time. But yeah, Alabama was crazy, man. He said it was the craziest shit.
Yeah, he just was getting in his bag early this morning. He the
Oh,
one
he
I got.
was.
Yeah, that's why I just was playing the clip earlier this morning. He was saying that same shit, man. Saying scientific theory versus theory, evolutionary theory, based on a theory, where the facts at, all that dumb shit.
Yeah, why? So I don't get why they don't understand the difference. Like you got jargon. You know what I'm saying? In different fields, you got jargon. Like for instance, like electrical work, right? They talk about ground. That's not the same thing as the regular ground, the everyday ground. You know what I'm saying? Somebody would talk about. In that field, that means something different. It means attaching electricity to the fastest path to Earth. It's not actually what you walk on. So different fields they got jargon. So in science, when they say a theory, they're talking about something supported with evidence, not a hunch that people, what I'm saying, use it like how they use the term every day.
Right.
But
I pulled an article up. Said the exact same thing. Probably, I think somebody pulled the same article up on your panel already, the live science one.
yeah, I did it. I did it last year. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, why is he? It's like they got to be watching because why would you be? Why would that be fresh on your time on your mind to drop early on a Tuesday? You know what I'm saying? Like you had to be in the archives and shit and be like, this is a point that I'm gonna bring up.
Yeah. So, but that's part of the tactic. You gotta try to make certain things sound stupid or look dumb, so you could push the bullshit. But he's the same person that said something about the 20th. What he said? He said in the 13th Amendment something about it mentions abos in the 20th article. There is no. I think there's only two articles in the 13th Amendment. He said the 20.
Yeah, I think I
It's
remember you
something
saying that shit.
crazy. Like, but
Like,
I
nigga, what
never
are
get
you
to
talking
question
about?
him about that. I can't wait to question him about that shit. I just want to ask that one question. I never get a chance. So they protect him.
Right, but it's some little shit going on, some little internal shit. I
Who up
can't
there?
I can't call it. Yeah, who is? What's up, Homo sapien? What you
Who's
got
on
going?
sober?
No, this root words.
What's good, Root? What's up, family?
Oh no, just want thanks for having me up. I just would like to remind not to see, when we on the fair platform where a person won't get cut off, I'll destroy him and them sorry sources that's showing that he get his sources from white Africanism. Killed you yesterday with them sorry sources you had.
Yo, bro. First of all, they kept muting me, throwing me in the back, and
We
you
could
didn't
do it
kill me
today.
because. Hold on, relax. Because you ain't killed me because you wouldn't even let me explain what they was talking about with white Africanism. We can go to the video and show it.
Why can't we do it today
So,
and repeat it with your fake sources?
bro, this ain't no. Yo, listen. All right, Lucky. I'm gonna give you the book, right? I'm gonna need you to pull this shit up because I'm on the phone,
Yeah, what's good?
and we gonna make this nigga look stupid real quick.
Oh yeah, I know that ain't gonna take but a quick second. What's up?
Oh, it's gonna take 2 seconds. You got an
Right.
archive account? Archive.org account?
Nah, I don't. But I just tapped in with this AI. You can get free shit, free
Also,
articles, all the articles
it's
for
a
free.
free. No, look. Archive.org is free. All you gotta
Oh,
do is free. And then the books that's in there is free also. But this is where this book is. It's Africanism. Matter of fact, hold on. Africanisms in American culture. Let me see if they got it in there. Because there's a couple editions. But what he's talking about is I was showing him the ethnic groups that came over here, and he went to the description of the book, and he was talking about how he tried to say it's based on Melvin J. Herkovitz, but they're not understanding that they were just giving credit to him for pioneering the field of studies in schools. Nothing more, nothing less. But hold on, I think that might be it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I got it. So look, you don't even got to sign in, man. Yeah.
My fault, bro. I fucking got kicked out of this bitch. All right. So what you were saying?
Nah, this nigga root word full of shit. I was just talking about how what I was about to show in this book. If you go to this book and go to page 31, we're gonna see what we're talking about. So the question was, what was the different tribes that came here? Right? So I tried to show him a list out that's in this book, and he tried to use a genetic fallacy. That's basically what happened. He tried to attack the origins of the book instead of the information in the book.
Trash.
Yeah, and then he thinks he did something because they kept throwing us in. I think you was up there. I know Shad One was up there. You was up there, or
You
was it
talking about
Cash up
today?
there? Nah, this is a couple days ago.
Oh no,
Like
because
maybe
I
2
ain't
days
been on
ago.
any panels
I think it
since.
was yesterday.
You said page 31.
Yeah.
It's not showing up in the preview. It say 31 and 32 ain't showing, but 30 and 34 is.
Hold on, I'm looking at it. Hold on, go to the preview and just scroll down, because that's what I just did.
Yeah, that's what I am. I'm in the preview. I'm scrolling down.
Let me see. I'm gonna hit the link.
Look, I'm finna share my screen because it ain't showing.
Why is it not? So look, just on the Google, just type Africanisms in American culture. You should be able to get to the book where they got it. So I think you got it. Oh, it's not showing you though. It's showing me on my phone.
You say it's picking and choosing them 2 pages not to show.
Oh, dude. They didn't have another one you could look at. You know how sometimes they got
let me see.
like go back to the Google search. They might have it like
What you wanted me to start searching the inside of the book for?
yeah, it's right here. For what in the car? The car seat?
What you want me to search on the inside?
African ethnicity preferred.
Oh shit.
Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. But
It's that gas for real. 31. She's talking about no preview available. Yeah, I don't know.
that's crazy. I'm gonna send you the screenshot from the and I'm gonna send it to your Instagram.
Yeah.
And we can just look at it from there. Because I don't know why it's showing me on my phone, but it's not showing you on your computer. That's crazy.
That's weird as fuck.
Hey, can I share my screen real quick so I can show you what I show about this garbage ass book?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see what you should have.
When we get to this book that he say, Africanism in America, written by a black guy named Joseph E. Holloway. The important work in this field of diaspora studies for the past decade, this collection has inspired scholars and others to explore the trail blazed originally by a European named Melvin J. Herstiskis, the father of New World African Studies. So just right here, just like this is this the person y'all look up to with African studies? I digress.
So
So
all right, so
you
hold
said
on.
New
So,
World, the
so
father of New World African Studies?
So he's just studying African culture. Well, that doesn't mean he's making the culture or coming up with the culture. He's studying an existing culture.
I asked a simple question.
I
This
know I
book,
answered it. He's
this
not
book that
listening.
was studied by a black man comes from a European that's the
No, it
father
does
of
not
New
come from.
World
That's
African
not what they're
Studies.
saying, bro. That's
What
not
is
what
it
they're
saying
saying.
then?
It's saying that he started the studies in school. It's saying he started the studies. That's it, bro. That don't mean
Where did
anything
the
else but
dude
he
get his
started the
information
studies.
from this book?
From the people he went and studied.
Who did he study?
You got to look at the essays and you see what they're talking about.
Yes, where he changed right here, it says he wrote 3 essays, and on the third one right here is when he reconstructed. Let me make sure I look at this. The first one, the second one, the third one is he reconstructed the Gola history. He reconstructed it.
And that's
Yes,
bad because of what?
let's talk about that
That's
essay.
bad. No, but why is that bad?
How could you reconstruct somebody else's history and you learned it off white Africanism? This even says it right here that all y'all are learned from white Africanism. Let me make sure I look it up right
Okay,
here.
listen. Do you know? All right, when they say white Africanism, so the book is about how Africans influenced American culture. So when they say in white Africanism, they're talking about things that white people do that are African in American culture.
No, this says white America right here. See, this
Oh
says
my
white
God.
America. It
What's
don't
the
say
title
white.
of the book, brother? It
See,
says
I'm just
white
saying
Africanism. You don't know what you're talking about, reward. That's
you
it, bro.
just said that it meant white American. It says white America right here. Then it says white Africanism. Which one is it, sir?
I just told you. Do you know what white Africanism is?
You said it's
Okay,
dealing with
could you
white
explain
America,
that
but
to us?
that ain't what it say right
Could
here.
you explain that to us? What is white Africanism?
White Africanism means that a whole bunch of white people that are from Africa that talks about the history of Africa, and that's where y'all got y'all's history from. Is y'all's father, the white Africanism, Melvin J. Herskovitz, right here. This is y'all's father. They said he's the father. This is your book. This is your book.
Bro, he's not the father, bro. That
This
says
is his book, sir. I'm not being
no.
mean. This is his book he brought to the table saying that this European is the father. Not my source.
What source? What? Let me see the screen. You saying that?
This
You
is
saying
his
that?
source. This is his book. His book that he brought to the table. Africanism in American culture. This him.
Right. But you just added what you just said though. What you said I didn't read, brother.
Hey, I just want y'all to explain this. Where y'all get y'all's information from? I'm gonna put my mic on mute.
So not a coincidence tried to tell you, brother. What the best thing for you would be to look for where he got his information from. Or maybe even check out that second scholar that they mentioned, because it's more people than just Herkovich. You know what I'm saying? You tripping. You got James Turner, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? You like y'all playing games, brother. So
How
I'm
am
gonna
I
need
playing games when this man brought up a source telling me about my history? And then when I look the book up, it's gonna say a black guy that wrote 3 essays and got his information from his father of this history.
bro, he
How are
didn't
you
get
getting
it.
mad at me for this?
Bro, that you don't get that's not how research works, brother. You don't know how scholarship works. He didn't get his information from nobody. That's not
His
how
book
this shit
says it.
works. What are you talking about?
His book says right there the important work in the field Dasafor's studies in this decade. This collection has inspired others to explore the trail blazed original by their father, Melvin J.
No, it's
Hershkovitz.
not. It don't say originator. Brother. You
It
just
says
making that
originally.
shit up. Listen, bro. We can read the screen, bro. Can you read the screen?
Yeah, it ain't going for y'all, bro. The screen ain't looking good for Pan Africanism. This book ain't looking good for his source. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, you
All
dumb
right,
as
I'm
fuck.
back.
Being
I'm
honest.
back. So yeah. So look, even if you go to like the table of contents, right, and they tell you who writes each essay, None of them is Melvin J. Hercules. Come on. He sees that and he just doesn't get it that he's giving a shout out to the person who made the studies available in schools, who led a pathway for people to actually be able to graduate from this. That's it. It doesn't mean that he made the history up.
AKA probably had the bankroll behind him.
It doesn't
We
mean that he
speaking
made
on
the history up. And this guy didn't even write nothing in the book.
Probably had the bankroll behind him, huh?
no, not behind him. No, the movement itself, getting it into academic societies. It had to be the socialites of those times. So
Exactly.
it had to come
Yeah,
from
so I'm agreeing
specific.
with you.
Man, come on, bro.
I'm agreeing with you that these motherfuckers came in and paid their ass and said, look, nigga, we're gonna pay you to tell you your history.
Pay you to tell you
There
your
it
history.
is.
No, that's not what happened, bro. And see, look,
No,
you
bro.
can't like niggas
The
like this. You can't even
socialites, y'all
talk
said
to.
it. Shit.
Hold
Do you
on,
know about
stop.
Africa being colonized and then the process of decolonization of Africa and then the process of, you know what I'm saying, independence? And you understand that? Do you understand that, brother? We're dealing with hundreds of years of time period. We're not dealing with 30 years and 40 years and niggas going to class with each other. We're not dealing with that, Root. And that's how you choreographing this
So look,
this back and forth.
He brought a book to the table that says that
Yeah.
the European is y'all's leader.
No, it says the studies was inspired by this person.
Yeah,
Which
he
is true.
inspired y'all.
That's it. Now look, root words. Was people talking about Africa before Melvin J. Hercules? Yes. Black
No.
people. Yes, they was. I could point you to
Bro, he was a
several right
baby
now.
before the conference even started, bro.
That's why this is what they don't get. Like when the Pan African Conference started in 1900, he was born in what? 1895. He was 5 years old. Y'all niggas is dumb as fuck.
He was a
According to
jitterbug,
your
bro.
book, this
You
ain't
said
my
the
source.
jitterbug.
Y'all dumb.
You
This
said a
is not my
jitterbug who didn't
source.
even
This is your
know,
source
bro.
saying this is your father.
No, that's
Rude
not what
words.
it's saying. Root words.
What
I'm
is he
That's not
sorry.
what
saying?
it
You're making
says,
that
It says
up.
he is the
You're making
father.
that up. You're
The
making
father
that up.
of the New World African Studies. Don't say I'm lying now.
Wait, so show me what. Yo, listen. You're
Right
making
after
it up,
Melvin, it says he's the father, sir.
brother. Listen. Why are you making shit up? You know what studies is?
Sir, Melvin J.
No.
It
Stop,
says
bro.
the father of the
You
New
have to
World
answer a
Studies.
question. You have to answer a question. Do you know what they mean by studies? What does that mean? What are they talking about?
They studied under that man.
No. They're not talking about anybody studying under him. They're saying he's the father of these New World African studies. So what does that mean to you?
There's nothing before him.
In what? In studies and academia. That's
Yes,
the whole
everything
point.
have to go through him and the socialites.
It doesn't go through him. It's the point being there.
And the socialites. Y'all said it, shit.
It wasn't slow. I understand it. But it was not in
I'm
academia.
answering your question.
Studies. So what? He's not the father of teaching black
Who's the father
people
then?
that they are African.
Who's the father?
We are. We all like your favorite. He knew he was African. This is in the 1700s. 1700s. He's talking about being African, but you talking about you do is waste time, bro.
Sir, you can't pull nothing up
stop.
before him.
Stop. Hold on,
Pull it
John.
up, man. Don't tell me to stop and get mad, bro.
Bro, you just said the father.
Quiet.
Brewers. You just said the father of Pan Africanism wasn't even around, bro. And you talking about you did something, bro.
They saying that this is the father. I want y'all to show me the father of Pan Africanism or New African Studies.
The studies of New World.
Exactly,
y'all show
bro.
me the father.
New World African Studies.
No, listen. The father of the Africans that is America.
Father, the Most High, the Holy Ghost.
The studies, brother. For the study.
I think you. Not because
I
I
don't
think you
know.
going
I'm
in
just
and
saying
out.
that it's looking fishy that y'all got a European as y'all's father. It's just looking weird.
Nah, bro. He's the father of the
This
studies,
is
bro.
his source, brother. He brought a source that said that his daddy is a white man named Melvin.
Yeah, I'm
Melville.
finna grab it right now.
So look,
Yeah, I'm finna
he
put it
wants
on the screen right
to
now.
he wants to spend all his time on this instead of the show question was what was that? What went over here? Right? And their response is to stick with what it's about. The genetic. I mean, to mention, he gives credit to paving the way for these. They want to waste time instead of getting to the information.
The information proves.
Hey, Root Words, read that next sentence.
It says it has been reconstructed. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna read it. Y'all already seen it. Yeah. It says since the original publication, because the original was made by Melvin, the field has changed considerably. Africanism has been explored in thus broader dimensions, particularly in the area of white Africanism. Now, y'all explain that to me. I digress.
I did is the Africanisms, which are things that they do that they got from African Americans do that they don't even know. Africa.
Hey, bro, I think you going in and out, bro. You going in and out.
Hold on, damn.
I thought I was tripping. I thought it was my shit.
Me too. I thought it was my connection too. I ain't want to say shit like that. Is that my shit?
Yo.
Mic check.
What my shit?
It's like every 3 words it'll cut you. Yeah, I'm gonna bring you back. I got you now. The questions. Hold on. All right, mic check.
Can you hear me? Mic check.
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, so when they talk about these white Africanisms, they're talking about these African culture or these African expressions of culture that seeped into white society. That's part of American society. That's what they're talking about. If he read a book, he would understand it.
It separates though because it says white Africanism and white American. So it don't say that, bro.
Bro, that's what they mean by white Africanisms. That's what they mean. What do you mean? The book is called Africanisms in American Culture.
If you pull that source back up again, which I had, it plainly states that it says white America and white Africanism.
Yo, Root Words, do you know what a genetic fallacy is?
No,
for real.
the book yes. Can I explain it? A genetic fallacy is a book that you brought up here talking about my history, and then when I show the book, it shows that it's full of crap.
No, Root Words. Why don't you do this? Look it up and read it to us.
Nah, I'm saying you're phallus, bro. You can't explain
No,
why you're a
don't you
father,
look
bro.
it up? Why don't you look it up and read it to us?
I already read what I read. That your source is garbage.
Let me see. See, sometimes you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing about ignorance. So look, a genetic fallacy is the act of rejecting or accepting an argument on the basis of its origin rather than its content. Under the genetic fallacies, we judge a claim by paying too much attention to its source or history, even though this criticism is irrelevant to the truth of the claim. Do you understand what that means, Root Word?
Did you bring up a claim yesterday saying
No. Do you understand what that means?
I am if you let me talk, bro. I gotta be able to talk.
No.
We ain't gonna do this. Get me out of here. You can't jump on me because I'm smashing.
Retard. This nigga's you're not doing anything. All you're doing is make yourself look
so I can
stupid.
talk, my brother.
But you best believe when I go live, I'm definitely playing this dumb shit. You lucky I can't show my screen.
Bet you won't have me up there and be respectful like we're doing now and was yesterday.
Bro, I don't need you up there. I'm
I
gonna
know
tell
you
you
don't.
Whoa. I don't need you
Yeah,
up here to
word,
make
bro.
me
You
look
just ain't gonna
stupid.
keep cutting me off. I really think you a bitch for real.
Bro, why
People
you
real
gotta
the
go
shit you
there
do on
every
your show.
time, Root? Like that's the shit that be making niggas kick
Okay,
you and all
fine,
that
bro.
shit, bro.
You should handle your show,
Because
bro.
he's a
Like you tell him
clown.
to
He's
quit
a
cutting me off,
clown.
my nigga.
He's a clown. That's
We
why.
have some good shit until he start cutting me off because I embarrass his source.
No,
You
bro,
don't
you
want to
gotta
answer a
chill out, bro.
question. You
You
don't
gotta
want to
chill
answer a
out, bro.
question. You don't want to answer a question. I'm asking if he understands what a genetic fallacy is. I read the definition. I asked him, does he get it?
Can
How
I
he's
answer it?
attacking. No, you didn't. You wasn't trying to
He
answer. But
won't
I'm
let me
talking now.
answer.
Now you cutting me off though. But you want somebody not to cut you off, but you cutting me
You
off.
said you asked me a question but
No,
won't let
I'm
me
talking
answer it.
about what just happened.
You
You had an
asked me a question
opportunity.
and won't
Listen,
let me
look.
answer it.
Now you keep. I'm talking.
Okay, tell me
Fuck the
when you're
question.
done.
Now I can, if I want to, I ask you another question.
See
You
what I'm
can
saying?
answer.
See what he do though, bro?
I'm
He asked me a
talking.
question and wouldn't let me answer it. He said,
You
"Do
didn't
you know
want
what a
to.
genetic fallacy is?" And as soon as I start explaining, he gonna cut me off.
No, you said some bullshit that's not a genetic
I
fallacy.
mean,
So
you
I
can't
read the
tell me what to
definition.
say. You're from Africa,
Bro, if you're not reading the definition, you're wrong. And
bro.
you don't need
Quit
to waste
cutting me
time.
off, brother, or you
This shit is
scared?
retarded. Yo,
No, you
listen.
retarded.
All right, so let me ask you the question.
No,
Then. Do you
I want to
know
explain the question.
what's the question?
Do I know what a genetic fallacy is?
Go ahead.
Thank you. You got it pulled up because yesterday you pulled up a book.
All right, Lucky, you see he's not
See, he
answering
cut
the
me off
question, right?
again. There you go.
Hurry
I'm just
up, Root.
proving it.
Hurry up with this shit, Root.
I mean, I gotta hurry up, and he don't go ahead. I'll fall
No,
back
I'm
though.
saying you ain't answering the question, bro. You started with a diatribe. Come on, bro, get it in.
He got it in right there. I don't even have to explain this right there on the screen.
No, you need to answer his question, bro. Don't do that.
It's on the screen. The genetic fallacy, also known as the fallacy of origins, it's on the screen.
So you don't see how you're guilty of that right now.
Put something to it, cause I'm gonna put something to it. How am I
So
doing the
you're
fallacy? Because I'm gonna show
because
how. Hold on, brother. I need 30 seconds. Show how am I doing the fallacy? Because I'm gonna show how you doing the fallacy.
because what you're doing is you're trying to read a review of the book and what they say in the review and actually trying to attach that to the content of the book and try to discredit the content of the book just because of what this summary or review says instead of actually looking at the content. That's why. That's what you're doing right now.
Okay, when I'm looking at that book, it plainly told me the black guy got his information from white Africanism, and
That's
he wrote
not what it
three. Yeah, I
says.
ain't cut you off. I ain't cut you off.
Lucky, does it say that?
Gee, I
Hell
ain't say
no.
this right here. I said what I'm
Okay.
talking about. Why does he keep cutting me off?
Because you making
See,
shit
this is
up.
what he do because he can't take a respectful conversation.
Hey, I
Shut
got
your
that
mouth. You
screenshot if you
bitch.
want to get
It's
into that
just that simple.
screenshot.
Oh yeah, pull that
I
up
was
because he's
reading off my
bullshitting.
source.
He bullshitting. Here, let
I'm
me
not
go. Let me go
bullshitting. You
real
scared
quick.
to let me talk because you a B word, bro. That's
Hey,
what girls
hey,
do, bro.
hey, Root, you didn't want to answer the question, so go ahead and mute up. We finna get into this next one.
Scaredy cast.
Yeah. So in this book, this is what they don't want to get to, right? So they talk about the different ethnicities that come in. It says North American slaveholders, occupational preferences in African slaves, right? So that doesn't mean that a Mandingo could only be a house slave or house servant. You feel what I'm saying? But that was the preferences for these type of jobs. So house servant, they had Mandingo, Yoruba, the homie, Fonte, right? The artisans. I can't even say most of these, but the point is, you see, like the rice cultivators, the field slaves, and these are the different ethnic groups, and we see it's multiple of them. You see the culture they come from: the Mandi, the Cross River, Akan, Mandi, Mano River, Niger Delta, Bantu, right? And they give you the source for where these stats come from, and this is what they're afraid of. So they want to play with the review of the book or what somebody wrote about a summary of the book instead of actually looking at the information and where the actual information is coming from. And it says data from UB Phillips, American Negro Slavery, right? And that's where you can find that at. Let me see if I can read that. Well, can you slide? Can you no, scroll up, son? Let me read like the first paragraph.
You said scroll up.
Yeah, so I can read like the first paragraph. Yeah, I'll read this real quick. It says an examination of contemporary sources makes it obvious that slave owners in America had specific preferences concerning the region. You gonna roll up? It says concerning the regional origin of potential slaves. Table 10. Guinea, Old Calabar, Bonny, Calabar, Wider, Pawpaw, the Nagos were the names used in the historical literature to indicate the place of origin of slaves to be purchased for the American market. Wider was the capital city of Dahoma. Pawpaw served as a common name for Popo, a port city in Dahoma. Nagos commonly stood for the Western Yoruba, and Old Calabar and Calabar were the names for the Igbo region. The table shows that North Americans prefer Senegambias, Mandingos, Fulani, Bambaras, and Malinkis as house servants, butlers, maids, nurses, nannies, chambermaids, and cooks. They wanted slaves from West Africa region, Wida, Fons, Papas, Fanti, Yorubas, Nagos, and Coromantee, Ashanti, and Fanti to work as domestic servants and artisans. These groups were also employed as carriage drivers, gardeners, carpenters, barbers, stablemen, wheelwrights, wagoners, blacksmiths, sawyers, washers, and bricklayers. The North Americans imported Africans from the Woodward or Grain Coast, Mandy, Elmano River groups. Can you scroll up a little bit more? Because of familiarity with the cultivation of rice, indigo, and tobacco. Yeah, so it's not like they was just that's what I was gonna say. So I got a bunch of like newspaper articles where they're talking about, people coming from Pow country or the Coromantee, or you know what I'm saying, all these different groups when they're coming in.
Right.
So I don't know what root word talking about.
Just making shit up, man. You know root words. What you got to say, brother Homo?
All right,
Brother,
if when you look at this bullshit and you look up where the source is at, he said he got it from JHUB, some dude. That shit is garbage. It's not even a source. Like I'm saying, like this book right here, the book. Like, where did they get this source that we came from Africa? Like somebody wrote this in the book, and then we find out that the book comes from white Africanism and
so you
y'all
think he's
squatters.
the person that created that we came
No,
from Africa?
I'm saying that I don't believe the back of the
So
page.
no, no,
I'm
no, no,
believing in this
no.
book.
Hey,
I'm
Root,
believing
you
in the
gotta
book.
understand what I just asked you, brother, because you just said some shit that didn't
Why
make
are
no
you
sense.
cutting me off? Are y'all scared, man? Y'all might as well get me out
No,
of here if
bro,
y'all gonna do this
because you're
shit.
not making sense, bro. Nobody's getting you out of here. You can get yourself out of here, bro. The
Why
point
can't you let
is,
me talk?
bro, you gotta make sense, bro. I'm not finna let
I
you
am.
be
I'm
up there not
saying, where does
making
this
sense,
source
bro.
come from?
You just said the nigga Mel Herkovich made the shit, bro.
No, he didn't make it. They saying that they got the studies from him, but they're saying that all these people and all these goddamn it Mandingos and the Funani, where is the source that came from?
Bro, he have sources. If you want to go through and look at the sources, you can do that on your
I'm
leisure
looking at
time,
one of
bro.
them. And that's all we got to do is look at all y'all sources, and we're gonna show that all y'all stuff is pseudo. Can y'all look that up? Do y'all know what pseudo mean?
Okay, so Root, at this point, bro,
I asked
you
you a
would
simple
say that
question.
you
Do you know what
deflecting, bro.
pseudo mean?
Do you realize that you are deflecting right now?
I asked you a simple question. Where do y'all get this source
Do
from
you
this book?
understand what Nana Quincy just read?
Yes, he read from a book that was made in 2010.
No, brother. Do you understand what he just read? Do you
Yes,
understand the
where does he get it
literature?
from?
Do you understand what? Do you understand the context of what he was saying?
Where did this dude look this information up at?
Root words. If you're not gonna answer
Well,
none of that
listen,
questions,
Ruber,
bro.
if you actually went and like got the book and read it, you would see where the sources are coming from. They're listed at the end of each chapter, all the sources used, and then you could look it up yourself instead of asking. And so under that table, on page 31, table 10, it tells you where they got that from.
I'm just glad everybody know that he got this book and the sources come from their father,
That's
Melvin J.
not where the
Hergovich.
sources come from. You're making that up. Show me where it says this, that what I just read comes from Melvin J. Hergovich. Show me that, brother, please.
Okay, can y'all please share my screen, please?
Where is it? I don't see it.
Now, Lucky, you heard my
Yeah,
question, right?
see,
Because
I
we're
just
gonna
asked
hold
to
them
share
to
my
this.
screen so I could talk. Maybe I am wrong, but let me
Hold
do me.
on, Root. What you said now?
Nah, did you hear my question? Because I want to hold them to it. So what I just showed, he's trying to say that comes from Melvin J. Herkovitz. Is that what you're saying, Rude Word?
That's
I'm
what he's
saying
saying.
that, yes, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying when I
Okay.
look at your book that you bring to the table,
So
it says I
so
cannot
uh
talk for 30 seconds.
no, that's what I was just about to say. So I was just gonna say, so go ahead and get into your shit, Root. Do you need me to blow it up? Or are you good?
You can blow it up if you want. I'm just going to read the first two sentences. It says the important work in the field of Dassafar studies for the past decade. This collection has inspired scholars and others to explore a trailblazed originally. So all your information originally is by Melvin J. Herskopis, the father of New World African
It's a
studies.
Herskopf.
I don't know how to say that European shit.
Hey, I thought you
I
was
fuck
that
words up
European
too.
Root words.
I digress.
I
He
digress.
digress.
Okay, so not a coincidence. He's saying that he's saying exactly what you asking originally. So what do you have to say to that?
I'm saying he can't go in the book and actually go to the sources and attack the source. He just wants to attack. He's trying to attack the whole book, and he doesn't even know what he's talking about. The author is just giving credit to what he's calling the father of the studies. Like it's just that simple. That's like if Lucky, if you was to be a skateboarder, right? And you say Tony Hawk inspired you, right? You don't know Tony Hawk though, do you? He just made it famous, which made you interested in it. That's all. They're saying
Who made
Melvin
you
J.
interested in it?
Herkovitz. Why are you cutting me off? They're saying Melvin J. Herkovitz made the studies famous. Meanwhile, we can go and like I try to name numerous African people who talk about them being African, Black Americans talking about them being African. This is hundreds of years before Melvin J. Herkovitz was born. So for him to try to say that this shit made us African is just retarded. Like it's just retarded. Like Newport Gardner. These Paul Cuffey, these people are not even in the same time frame. But whatever.
Yeah, buddy, tripping. So Root words. Are you aware that he didn't write the book and that he didn't do the research and that
No,
that's not his information, brother? Are you aware of that?
no, I'm saying that all this information came from him. He is the
Nah, brother.
pioneer of this information. And everybody had to go sit at his foot and learn their
They
history
did
from
not
him.
call him the pioneer of this information.
You right. They called him worse than the pioneer, the father. They had to sit at the father's foot
The
and
father
learn their
of the studies. The
yeah.
new.
He followed y'all down the
The
road. It
new.
ain't him,
You didn't even see the word new or study. You ain't see none of that.
All I'm saying is white
You
Africanism.
seen African and you was like, oh, I got him. Tweet ball.
White
What you talking?
Africanism.
Come on, Root.
What
Stop.
is white Africanism?
I just told you what it is. It's Africanisms that's in American culture that white people practice. Do
Can
you
you please
understand
share
what
my screen
African?
Oh,
again
Hold
after
on.
he's done?
Do you understand what Africanism means when what they're talking about? Do you understand that? Like what's Africanism?
That's not what it says.
Do you know what Africanism is, brother?
Yes, it says right
You
here
don't
that
even you don't know what you don't know what anything says.
Africanism has been explored in its broader dimension, particularly in the area of white Africanism. Now
No,
I'm
but
gonna
do
jot
you?
down. Now hold on, sir. Oh, I need 30
Oh
seconds.
man.
Now I'm gonna jot
So
down
I asked him a
the
question. He's
essay
not
he wrote.
answering.
The second essay he wrote was the second essay is Africanism in African American names in the USA. My fault. The third one is in addition African heritage of white America. See, he's separating white Africanism from white America. I digress.
I'll say, so do you know what Africanism is? Let me read the definition of it, right, real quick.
What is white Africanism?
So it's a feature of language or culture regarded as characteristically African. So like I keep saying, it's white people doing African shit, brother. What the fuck don't you get? Like you see. Okay, so yo, Lucky, look, check this out. We see white people doing what we call black shit all the time, right? You say, "Oh, this white person acting black," or you get what I'm saying? When they try to sing or dance like us, it's the
Yeah,
same
that's a
thing.
fact, bro.
When
That's a
they try
fact.
to cook like us, it's the same. This is what the book is talking about. So these things that we call black, it comes from African origins. And guess what? White people do the same shit too because they copy us. What the fuck? What don't he get? Like this shit is plain and simple. So you gonna say white people don't copy us, root word? You saying white people don't copy us, root words? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Do
bro, this
white
pretty
people?
cut and dry right here, Root. It's pretty cut and dry.
That's what y'all say. It got a difference from all y'all studies from the particularly in the area of white Africanism. That's where all y'all
Oh my
study
god! I just gave you the definition of Africanism. Yo,
from.
he's
It's
just
and at the bottom
hopeless.
right there it says
I
African
think your
heritage in North
comprehension is low,
America.
bro. Like you just see words and then you just get triggered by them words. You don't even know what you seeing or read or what you even heard. You just heard white Africanism in a paragraph and you don't even know what the paragraph is.
I just know that's where
You
y'all
just
got y'all
ask a
studies
question
from,
about the
and dude
word.
gave y'all
I
credit. He
understand.
said all due
Now
respect.
you're trying to get a familiarity with what a white African is, what white Africanism is. But you didn't even understand the paragraph or the content. Maybe the context of the paragraph would have explained it a little bit better for you.
All I know is the dude gave all due respect to white Africanism.
You with it? You not like it?
All right, bro. So, Brother Root,
Yo,
this is
he really thinks he's right. That's the crazy part.
no, that's what I'm saying. He don't even go into any type of back and forth with you about what you're saying. He asks a question that's ancillary to what's going on every time.
That shit crazy, bro.
I don't believe that there is no place that could take our lineage back to a tribe in Africa. That's all.
Okay, well, we not dealing with belief right now, Brother Root.
Word.
And I'm
And
saying there has to be some evidence
it's
to
not gonna
support
be
the book.
one tribe at root. It's not gonna be one tribe.
Right. Are you familiar with our history? Why would we be of one tribe, brother? That don't even make sense. You got many bloodlines running through you, bro. What you talking about?
Because all the so-called black people over here act the same. We have the same
Bro, that's a
traditions.
culture.
Yeah, we have same traditions in the culture.
Hey, bro, everybody could watch the same TV show and now all y'all are acquainted with the same uh uh sub culture, a little some shit going on. Like that's the same
Yeah,
shit,
it
bro.
could
Like
be
what you
certain
talking
lingo in that show, or people copying the way a character dresses, and that's the subculture. Like, but this nigga root word, man. This is good.
all
So
the time though, you can't prove that you are Aboriginal. If you could disprove that you didn't come from Africa, niggas will leave you alone, bro. But you don't even prove nothing. Your whole thing is white boy this, white boy that. That's it.
I'm saying that the people that came from Africa came over here in the times where I'm saying that there was more indentured servitude and people being enslaved under war. I just don't see really no race of Africans and no race of blacks. Just the stories they say. I just think they was more aggressively told, bro. That's all I can say.
So you're not denying the slave trade any longer. You denouncing the denial of the slave trade right here?
I'm gonna say that history is told wrong, and there was something going on in Africa and Europe and America that I say has to do with more enslavement and indentured servitude. But I just don't know about the stories they say of people just getting just the atrocities to the 10th level. That's just I don't know.
What stories are you talking about, brother Root? Are you talking about Are you talking about movies? Are you talking about literature? What are you talking about?
Like just certain things when they say people could just like I just don't think they gathered a whole bunch of people up that wasn't willing. I think the majority of them was willing because they thought it was going to be some money at the end of it, and somehow it turned into something else or some shit. Because it had to be some type of. I just don't think that our people was that weak, bro, on either side.
This shit don't have nothing to do with being weak or strong.
Right. And
Um,
you don't know the average age of a slave,
No, I'm saying
and you don't understand the average age of a slave. You don't understand what was like taking place at the time. You don't understand the concept.
there was
You're
wars over there.
thinking. That's why I asked you, brother, where it came from. Was you doing this off of a movie or of a TV show? Because what you're saying is
Now, hear me out when I say this though, now,
comical.
because
It's comical, brother.
when one side fights another side and one side loses, they owe a debt. And that's how most Africans became in chains. I don't
Bro,
give a
war is not like that, bro.
you telling me
Bro,
that the
we just fought a
Africans
whole
did not
war in
kill.
Afghanistan and winners and losers and all that type. Bro, wars happen all types of ways, bro. Like we fighting a war right now, bro. Who they declare the winner and the loser is all type of shit.
I'm just trying
Niggas
to
declared that the Germans lost, but damn near every German went down to Argentina or was in America running the science programs. So what is a loss? You know what I'm saying? So we gotta war is completely different than what we are categorizing, bro. You gotta stop this.
whatever happened in Africa, the Africans and certain Europeans was looking at certain Africans less than them. And that
That's a
went
fact,
through
brother.
wars. And the winning
Brother,
people in
we were
Africa,
already at wars. So the Indians were in war with each other. The Africans were at war with each other, and Europeans were battling each other. They didn't come together until recently under the banner of the Catholic, specifically the Pope. The Christendom was their little loose uh confederacy that they had going on, but they really banded together under the Pope and under this Catholic doctrine and under this missionary work, brother.
I'm saying,
So we never galvanized together based off of a religion to go and lead a continent, to go and sweep up and mass up, because like not a coincidence, I always say, bro, we had everything we needed right there. Like there was no need to leave because it was a famine, or there was no need to leave because it was overcrowded, and that wasn't a problem.
I'm just saying,
facts.
I think that the majority of people that went to war over there in them times, whatever happened, there was a losing side that owed a debt. So I'm putting money behind this, some type of currency. And yeah, there probably was some thrashings and motherfucker, it's the iron fist coming down and you gonna do it my way or under Africa. I'm saying I'm looking at the war aspect of okay, well, if you do go over here and do this stuff, after you get done crossing these seas, you're gonna come back and you're gonna be war free or debt free or indentured servant free. And people that got out of control, they went through the thrashings and they family went through the thrashings. I just don't think it was just some motherfuckers just parked on the side of Africa and just do some just there was some type of currency going on in these lands, man, and people ain't just looking into that. But I digress off that.
Hold up, I think we got, brother.
This thing crazy.
Nah, because they tricked a lot of like I mean, there's a story that's saying that nobody ever
No,
went back to Africa, and that's a lie.
You
hold
said
up.
what? There's a
Them
story.
motherfuckers
What?
go to like Amistad and shit though, but people don't want to hear me though. I'm just saying there it was some type of
But
knowledge
you
going
keep
on.
saying there what all these vague stories that you said, it all sounds like recent uh I don't know what you would call, I don't know, propaganda maybe, or maybe even uh historical embellishment based off of, you know what I'm saying, we dealing with Hollywood. So what are we talking about right now, Root Words? Are you
Yeah,
talking about
get
some shit you saw
specific.
from Hollywood, or are we talking about what actually happened in history that's documented that we be going back and forth on these panels about it?
I mean, I was just throwing something out there, just how I believe in the Africa story that the Europeans couldn't come into
Believe.
Africa, so there was a
Okay, I'm
war
not gonna
there.
knock your belief, brother, but I would just say this is not a belief conversation right now.
Well, I got
Have
facts.
you
But
actually read any works on the transatlantic slave trade?
yeah, man, come on now. I'm black.
What name some of them?
What you mean? Like, it's the transatlantic slave
Sutek, what's
trade, bro?
good?
What up, bro? I can't take this shit
Okay,
no
can you
more.
please share my screen real quick so I can show you where also
God
just
damn
you
it.
said
Yo,
where's my
Sutek,
screen
I
on
know you
African?
was listening when I was trying to explain
Hold
that
on,
book,
let me.
Africanisms in American Culture. You read that book,
Right,
right?
right. Yeah, I got it.
So
I got it somewhere around here.
yeah, I got it too. So I think every black person should have that book. I like that book,
Definitely.
but so when they talk about white Africanisms, they're just talking about the Africanisms that's in American culture and that these white people do.
Right. Basically, the cultural aspects that were brought over here from Africa that got incorporated into the wider society of
The
America.
popular culture, basically popular culture.
Right.
And he
White
just
America,
doesn't.
as it
And but
said.
we still see that today.
Exactly.
And he just doesn't get that. He's trying to make it like, oh, there's white Africans they're talking about in this book. Like, this shit makes no fucking sense. But
That's why y'all should have made him define Africanisms because he don't
I
know what it is.
tried. So I tried to get him to look it up and read it. He didn't want to, so I read it myself. I tried. You heard I tried, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I tried.
So what root words where are these sources that you read about the transatlantic slave trade? But put some of them up. Let us see some of them. Cause I don't believe you, bro. Respectfully, I don't believe you. Cause if so, you will have an understanding of the transatlantic slave trade, and it don't sound like you do.
Okay, let me talk about the first part of the transatlantic slave trade. Christopher Columbus and Prince Henry.
Nah.
Nah, hell no. You got to go like 50 years before that.
I put
to-
people and countries. Prince Henry
You said the
belongs to
first part.
Spain. Hold
Hold
on, I'm
on.
saying I'm just saying. Let me just get
I
30
got
seconds.
you. I got you. I got you. I
Henry
got you.
belongs to Spain, and Christopher Columbus belongs to Italian and Spain, the people that cracked off the slavery. Now, if y'all can go before that, please enlighten me.
The
Okay.
Portuguese. You said Spain. I can go before that with the
Who was
Portuguese.
the
They the
president of
ones that
Portugal,
kicked
sir?
off. They the ones that kicked off the slave
Who?
trade. And I asked you for the sources that you
Who,
read that taught you about the slave trade. I didn't
sir?
ask you who
But look,
started it. I ain't asked you the time period.
See, you're telling me that I
Sutek,
don't know nothing about the slave trade. I'm trying
hold
to
on,
give
good
you the
work. Let me say
first
one
date.
thing real quick. Let me say
He
one
don't
thing
even
real
know who
quick.
started it
All
in
right.
Portuguese.
It's gonna take
I just
10
need 30
seconds.
seconds. Not see, he's saying the
No, look.
Portuguese started. Well, who jumped out of Portugal and did it?
All right, stop.
Just
Real
Just
give me
quick,
an
chill,
right
bro.
answer.
there.
Just
He
chill.
tried. He tried to name drop. He said Prince Henry. He's talking about Prince Henry Navigator. He's talking about Christopher Columbus. Right.
Yeah.
So hold on,
Who was
stop.
before
But
them, not to see?
bro, relax, man. Why you don't want to be cut off? Stop, man.
My fault. My
But
fault.
he's trying to mention them like these people actually lived at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? I think Prince Henry Navigator died in like 1460, 1470 or some shit.
You said
Christopher
Prince Henry?
Columbus, yeah.
Who predates Prince Henry
Yo,
in the slave
stop.
story?
Christopher Columbus, he goes to America in
Nah.
1492. But if you really want to get to the beginning of the slave trade, you got to look at the Portuguese in like in the 1440s when they start
Put a
going
name
down
to
to
it, please.
Africa.
Exactly.
See, I didn't know. Can I just talk for 30 seconds? See, when somebody insult me and say, I don't know about the slave story, I'm going to take you to the people that jumped out them countries out
That
west.
ain't what I asked you for though,
See,
bro.
I ain't trying to
I
talk
asked you
over
for the
myself. I need
sources.
30 seconds. I need 30
Go ahead.
seconds. I put the two Pacific people that cracked off the slave story from
Mm-hmm.
1440 to 1492. Now, if y'all can give
Mm-hmm.
me anybody else that's before
I
them
just told you
at the
that.
same,
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, or y'all don't know
I,
y'all
I
story.
caught that shit too. I was
Y'all
just gonna
don't
let
know
him
y'all
slide
story.
with it so he
Good
can get
words.
it.
I'm glad you learned it. I'm glad you learned it. But he asked you for what sources are you reading? He don't want you to name drop. He don't want you to give you a timeline. He asked you a specific question. What are you reading to get this understanding?
Crickets.
I didn't hear
Because
you.
he
My
don't
fault.
read
I was
nothing.
talking to my brother. I apologize.
The question is, what sources are you reading to learn about the slave trade? He don't want you to name drop. He want to know what sources you're getting this
Okay,
shit
the
from.
sources I'm reading from. This is the sources I'm reading from without getting cut off.
Googling this shit quick.
I'm going to the foundations. Let me just talk for my 30 seconds. Y'all asked me, do I know anything about slavery? I said, I'm going to
Yes.
the almighty of slavery, and that's Prince Henry. You can't go before me. Henry the Navigator. You can't go before him. There's no before him. Then I said the second person is Christopher Columbus. So I'm saying I know more about slavery than y'all. Can y'all put the people and countries that started this shit off? I just did.
No,
Yo,
no,
hold on.
no.
Let me can I
You're
ask him
not
one
answering
question,
no
please.
question.
Can I ask
Yeah.
him one question? Because he keeps saying Prince Henry. Did Prince Henry ever go to Africa?
And what part did he go to?
He didn't go to none of Africa because they couldn't get in Africa. They went to the shores of Africa, sir.
So Prince Henry went to the shores of Africa. He went.
What
Hold
part of
on,
the
hold
shore?
on, hold on. He went to the shore of Africa.
Which
Where
part of
did
the
Prince?
shore did he go
After y'all
to?
get done, I don't think y'all know y'all's history.
Which part of the shore did he go to?
Now, I'm saying once again, can y'all name anybody that started off as the slave? Like y'all said, I didn't know nothing about
I'm not
slavery.
answering no questions. I ain't
No,
even
you
getting
gotta.
no
I answered
You're
the
not
question.
answering it.
I
So where
said
did
that
Prince Henry
he
the
said, well, if
Navigator
I could
go,
tell the
man?
story about slave, I would tell people just look up
All right, root
Henry the
words. You can
Navigator
get your
and
question
Christopher
next.
Columbus.
Root words. You need to satisfy the question, and then you could ask your question, bro. We got you. This is a question, but you gotta at least answer it. You said he went to Africa. Where did he go? Where did he go?
He went to the west coast of Africa after he went around the Moorish. Let me make sure I say this right. He went around the Morocco so-called state because there was 4 fishermen there, and they snatched one of them motherfuckers up, and they put a war with him. Then he had to go all the way down the coast.
Prince Henry did that. All right, hold
Yo,
on. Let me say this.
that shit up.
Even though Prince Henry's name, they give him the nickname, the Navigator. He wasn't on no ships. He wasn't going nowhere. He didn't go to no Africa, brother. I'm sorry. I don't know where you made that shit from. I don't even think he left the peninsula, man. So root words. He didn't go to Africa. I don't know. So you just showing what you don't know. You don't know anything, bro. He sent people there, but he didn't go. He was more focused on he liked to sit around and make maps, teaching getting people to make maps and shit. It's real quiet now.
Yeah, I had to clip that shit up real quick.
Yo, you know I was setting them up,
Can you
right?
please share my screen for me real quick, please?
Bullshit.
Since
You know
I'm
I
so
was
quiet.
setting them up.
You know when I'm quiet, I'm about to sneak up on you and shoot you. You know when I'm
Yeah,
quiet, be careful.
Google some shit
You
real
gotta
quick.
start looking for this dude. First, we're gonna look up Prince Henry the Navigator. If y'all see it on my screen, if you see it on the screen. Oh, he ain't gonna just pull the screen up. Gonna say he ain't go out nowhere. This dude is crazy.
He ain't go to Africa, brother.
This dude is nuts. He said he ain't go to Africa. Well, I'm gonna pull it up and show it to you.
Sure.
Let's see
No
this shit.
talking now.
Let's
I'm
see
quiet.
this.
I don't need to talk. I'm gonna show it.
Okay.
It's called the Age of Discovery. Hey. Who started that?
Talk to these niggas, Root.
Talk that shit, Root.
Prince Henry, see, I got to do something, though, y'all, but here we go. I'm going to go all the way down here to Henry's exploration. Henry had voyages collecting 20% of profits and usually practiced the Iberian states at the time. Nearly the Lagos provided. Lagos, he went to motherfucking Lagos down here. Let's keep on going. He went to Lagos. Jesus, he went so many goddamn places. Azuro Islands right here. Canary Islands right here. Oh my God, he went everywhere.
He didn't go. Show where it says he went there.
He said, first of all, this nigga said Lagos.
Portuguese navigators
He said this
discovered
nigga
the
went
North
Lagos.
Atlantic, voyage turned to
Yeah,
the
he said
sea,
Lagos.
voyage to
Like
Mars,
that's the one.
and dependable during the trade winds blowing largely to nearly the mid-Atlantic. This was the major step for history of navigation when the understanding of the ocean wind currents was critical to Atlantic navigation in Africa, from Africa and the open ocean to Europe, saying that he the one who did it and enabled the main route from the New World to Europe, the North Atlantic, in future voyages of discovery. Although the Latin sail allowed sailing upwind, he the one who taught people how to sail, bro. It's saying it right here.
Where did he go?
Hold on, wait, not a coincidence.
Portuguese
He the
mariners sailed
hold
south
on.
and towards
You
the
saying he the
Canary
male
Islands
he the
and the
Melville
Azores.
Hershkovitz of sailing.
Man.
That's crazy.
In 1429, man, all these dudes, man, all I'm just trying to say, he was the first one who do this shit. He was the first
Yeah, my
person.
bad, man. I ain't know.
I know
You
y'all don't
teaching
know about
today.
y'all's history.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I know. I'm gonna fall back
Teaching
though. I'll
today.
teach you about your history. I'll teach you about your shit. Tell me about my shit.
That replay gonna be a motherfucker.
Hey, Root. So where did he sell to? Where's he sold? Where's he? I just want the
Sold the
location.
Lagos,
Yeah,
all that.
He went to
Y'all
what
changing
you
the
said,
story.
Cape Verde, what you
Y'all
said?
changing the
What you
story
said?
because I said that y'all said that I don't know nothing about slavery, and I said this dude started the age of discovery.
No.
And all
Prince
the
Henry, the
Columbus.
Navigator. We talking about the Navigator, Prince Henry. What did he
Nah,
sell to? Oh, you ain't wanna. It's all good. We got it.
No, I said that he sailed to Africa. He sailed to the Azero Islands and Canary Islands, if y'all know where that's at.
It said
If y'all
it
exactly know where
said
that's at, and them ain't even he the one
it
who
said he
sailed
sailed
everywhere.
there.
But see, people don't want to get to the original question. Do I know anything about slavery? I took y'all directly to
You
the
don't.
slave docs.
You
That
took
wasn't
us.
the original question though,
No, you
bro.
took. No, that was the. Listen, he took us to. That was a question. It wasn't the original, but it was a question, right? But he took us to Christopher Columbus and Prince Henry, two people that were not contemporary, and two people. Hey, two people had shit to do with the goddamn slave trade, except for Christopher Columbus grabbing us some Indians and bringing them back. But they didn't institute it, and you calling this nigga the father of slavery, a father of ship sailing. Meanwhile, this nigga ain't never left the soil that he was goddamn born on.
That did not say that.
So what specifically about the slave trade do you got contention with? I know you said something, but I think I missed it.
I said it was dealing with more commerce, and I think most of them Africans went back home and went somewhere else.
How did you how did you come to that conclusion? What do you mean? Went home and went somewhere? What?
Amistad, them motherfuckers jumped on their boat and went back to Amistad land. Shit.
So you think they just sailed over to the Americas, did some trade, and sold back, sailed
I'm
back?
just saying, what's the story of Amistad?
What about it? What do you tell me? What's the story of Amistad? Matter of fact,
A motherfucker jumping on some boats as slaves and knowing how to sail and navigate.
What do you
oh,
mean
so
they jumped on? What do you?
They jumped on the military boat. Turned the
What?
military boat
they
on
just hitched
and
the ride.
nah, hold
Yeah.
on. I
Nigga,
said
that's just
30
Did they
seconds.
hitch a
random ass
ride?
DJ.
What do you
They
mean
was
jump? Wait,
so good with that boat. They snuck past people. They snuck past. That's how
hold on. They
close they
snuck on
was.
the boat. Wait.
See, people
How'd
don't
they
want to
get on
give
the boat?
Africans credit when they supposed to give credit. See, I'm giving the Africans that.
Hold on.
How'd
Wow, I
Hold
can't give
on. How they get on the
credit.
boat, brother?
they get on the boat?
They won't even let me give. They won't even let me give Africans credit.
We trying to
So they
understand what
No,
got
you
go ahead,
saying,
go
swindled.
ahead.
Y'all
bro.
No, we
scared to give
listen.
y'all bloodline some goddamn credit, man.
All right, nah, yeah, just let them talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say these motherfucking Africans. I don't know who they was. They were some gangsters for mine. Who me one free. That's what I'm gonna call them. Me one free Africans. Them niggas snuck on the boat, turned that motherfucker on. This ain't no average boat. This ain't a canoe. This is a military boat. Took this military boat and snuck around 3 motherfucking military agencies. Then said me one free. So if you telling me that some dumb motherfuckers from Africa didn't know how to sail, I proved you that they was some gangster sailors. I digress.
First of all, who said they was dumb and couldn't do certain things?
The whole world.
Like
They
it's
wasn't
like
smart enough
this.
to read.
Hold on, root
You
words.
asked me a question.
All right, hold on. We let you talk. I thought you're not done.
You asked me a question, but you weren't. I'm
It was
sorry.
rhetorical. It's
Nah, he didn't
rhetorical,
ask you a
brother.
question. He
It was
didn't ask you a
rhetorical.
question.
Rhetorical. I don't. You know what's crazy? They associate slavery with being dumb instead of just being a victim of your circumstances. That shit is crazy. Because root word's probably been in jail. Does that make him dumb? Right?
No.
No, right? So he won't say that he's dumb because he went to jail. You was a victim of your circumstances. But to the Amistad, right? These people, they didn't just get on a boat. They was being transported. It was Mende speakers. And yeah, they tried to hijack the boat and go back to Africa. Um, but it didn't work out. They ended up in Long Island. Well, not Long Island, in New York. Um, Well, yeah, it did. It was off the coast of Long Island, but anyway, New York. Um, I don't know where you getting this made up story from, brother. But they did revolt on the ship, and nobody was weak or stupid. So
The sad thing about it, it's a whole movie. Like, bro, if you don't have the time to sit down or that want to put forth the effort to read a book, it's a whole movie about this shit.
Yeah, they
We
were.
talking like them niggas just stuck their thumb out and hitched the ride to the Americans. No, nigga, it didn't work like that.
He watching the wrong movies though. What movie should he watch?
Shit.
How
You
can a
supposed to be
person?
watching. You supposed to be watching Amistad. That nigga, he got the
How can a
bootleg
person
version.
see? Have y'all ever sailed a
word.
boat before? You can
No,
tell y'all never jumped in a boat and went sailing
That
before.
nigga still got a
no.
bootleg, man.
Do y'all know anything
That nigga
about
got the white
tacking?
disc,
Do
purple
y'all know
back.
what a tack is? Do y'all know how the
No, but look,
behind y'all's sail?
yo, it's one thing to be able to sail. Like people know how to sail, right? They can, but they know they're on the shore. They have a vision, like they have the shoreline to look at. So they have a grasp of where
Not
they
sailing.
are. To be able to
Sailing.
sail on that ocean and direct yourself when everything looks the same around you, that's something totally different, bro.
Not a sea.
Nobody can just pick that up.
Nobody in the history of sailing has ever jumped in a sailboat and sailed. Ever. Not the greatest white man. The greatest white man can't do that. You can't just jump in a boat and not know about
Wait,
tacking
why
and know
why
about
did you
counter
say the
tacking
greatest white man?
and know about setting
That
your
is just
goddamn
let you
anchor.
know how they feel about these
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
Like,
I
yo,
done
that
sailed
was
on Mary's Day
weird.
and
Not
slave.
even the greatest
Y'all better
white
know
man.
Yeah,
what
That shit
the
is
fuck
weird
I'm
as
saying.
fuck. Like,
the
What I'm saying
not the
is
greatest
like
these
that's the
Polynesian,
so-called
standard.
the
slaves,
greatest white
these
man.
That's
so-called
that's
slaves
that's the
was
Pedestal that
not
they
standard.
put these niggas
slaves.
on.
See, y'all don't want to tell the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah.
These slaves wasn't slaves. These slaves that was around the world, especially in America, was professional people. See, he
Bro,
pulled up a source
them
that said,
niggas
"Hold
was
on,
enslaved.
I
Hold
just
on.
need
First of
30
all,
Bro, a
seconds."
so
year old
if
can't
they
be a professional.
Jeez, they was professionals because they said they was
professional
blacksmiths in the
what?
source.
Was
Professionals.
jailed, brother. They was locked up
They
and
was
their
professionals.
fate was decided on trial.
They was not
They
in jail.
wasn't
You
treated
cannot prove
as like
nobody was
humans.
in
They was
jail.
trying to see
Nobody.
who they
No, I'm talking
belong
about. See,
to.
y'all won't even let me narrate my story because y'all
Yeah, but
scared.
that's your problem. It's not your story, bro. It's
It is
our
my
story, and
story.
you
It is my
fucking it up,
story.
nigga. Like
No, it
fuck is
ain't.
you
You should
talking
let me
about?
talk then if it's so weak.
My story. You
My
can't just
story.
make
I'm
this
gonna do
shit
it
up how
my
you
way
feel
because
like
you
it.
scared.
No,
You
that's
scared to
that's
give
your
credit to
problem.
some Africans.
These niggas, this nigga, man, this nigga's
No,
retarded,
this
man.
nigga over here. You want to say they were some slaves? I'm gonna say these motherfuckers was some sailors because they sailed them boats good.
Well, you can say whatever you want, Root. That don't make it true, brother.
So
Y'all niggas,
okay, listen,
y'all the ones
look,
who saying that these people
see, look,
did not want
I'm
to
not
go
gonna
home.
lie for history. If there
See,
was
I
sailors on the
plainly
boat,
said that Africans went
listen,
home, and y'all plainly told me that there's no
there was
proof of that,
sailors
and I
on the
brought up
boat,
the
they wouldn't have ended
Amistad.
up in New York. They wouldn't have ended
See,
up in New York if there was sailors
they
on.
don't want to, and
Like,
that's one story that proves that
what do
Africans
you mean?
and
It's not
people
one
around here.
story. That's
See,
what
y'all don't even let
happened.
me
That's what the
talk.
trial
See,
was.
now to see that's when this bitch ass shit come out. Fuck that. Y'all need to let me talk or
This
get me out of
nigga's a
here.
clown. But you're not
Fuck wrong
saying
with
no,
you
no,
clowning me?
nigga.
Y'all
You
can't
keep
just sit
saying
cut me off, nigga. Now I'm
you
gonna put
want
my
to
mic
tell
on mute,
your
but you gonna let me
story
talk, nigga.
about the
Let's get squared
homicide.
like that, bro.
Talk this dumb shit. Go ahead. All right, since you ain't saying none, okay. So he wants to tell his story. He's saying, I want to tell my story. No, it's not your story. It's our story, right? It's Lucky's story. It's Sutek's story. It's my story. It's the bar below the story. It's Juju's story, right? It's all of our stories mixed in one. There ain't no way you could just be like, oh, I could tell it how I want to. No, it don't work like that. We're gonna tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. He talking about they was great sailors. If the people who revolted and took over the Amistad, if they knew really how to sail and navigate, they would have made it back to Africa. They didn't. They made it to New York, went to trial and got free, and then ended up going back to Africa.
And see,
Yeah,
that's
That's
what I
the
want to
so
truth.
say is
Like,
what
that's
happened
people who
was
don't
it
say the
was
story.
it was a survivor. I think it was like two survivors left,
mm-hmm.
and they were made. The Africans forced them to navigate them
Exactly,
back to
exactly.
Africa.
And they
But
didn't.
at night, yeah, at night they was doing some sleeky shit and pulled up
That's a
to the
fact.
Americas. You know what I'm
I left
saying?
that part out. Yep, that's exactly what you Yep.
So it
Okay,
wasn't
now
like these motherfuckers just hopped on a boat and started navigating it.
And that's his whole
I don't
thing.
know
He's
where you
like,
got that from, bro.
Sutek, he's like, yo, I want to give the African credit. They was great sailors. We're not trying to say Africans can't sail boats in this instance. We're just talking about those people. Like he said, they kept 2 hostages. I forgot about that whole part, but they kept 2 hostages and tried to make them take them back to Africa. Them niggas didn't. Like, so he keeps saying he wants to tell his story. No, don't fuck up our story.
So you ain't gonna let me hit the blunt. What I'm trying to prove is
You can't hit my shit, nigga.
okay. I'm just saying, pass the mic, man. Shit, you jumping
My
on me.
shit hit it right now.
Your shit bumped because y'all keep
I
putting
said
Africans
it.
down, and I keep saying that these
Nobody's
people.
putting them down, nigga. They
Exactly. Then I'm
revolted, bro.
talking,
What the
bro.
fuck is you
Okay,
talking
let me.
about? All right, my
Finish
bad. You
speaking, man.
got
I'm
it.
trying
You
to
got
say,
it.
yeah, it's our story. Let me tell our story. That these people had a commerce mentality. These people had trades in them. These people knew how to sell a boat without being able to talk English. These people knew how to defend themselves in federal courts and win around this motherfucker after killing a whole bunch of white people.
So now these niggas is lawyers
I'm
too.
not even done yet. I didn't
Got it.
I'm saying that ain't slavery. That's something else. We got to tell this story a different way. Hold on. These motherfuckers was on a boat. These motherfuckers killed a whole bunch of white people. Then
She
they
said
got
Root
caught in
Word was
America.
telling the truth about what?
See? So these motherfuckers got on a boat and was motherfucking captives. They killed their leaders and they fucking the navigators. Then they got caught in New York, which is motherfucking slave capital, and they got free. Hold on, that ain't a slave story, bro. That's something else. We got to talk that story. We got to reevaluate that story. But I digress, man.
So hold on. Do you know how the reason why they was free?
What did they revolt? When you say revolt, did they
No,
put their
come
hands on the
on,
white man?
bro. Yes, they put their hands on all the
Well, they
white
didn't
men.
get charged for that?
No, their property. So they were trying to figure out what they were trying to do with them. But do you know how they ended up winning the case? Because I think that's the most important part. So this is after 1808. So after 1808, it's the abolition of the slave trade, right? So they was on a Spanish ship, and in Spanish they use terms like ladino and bozale. Do you know what that is?
Come on, man. No, man.
All right. See, this is what I'm saying. He doesn't know anything.
Yes, I do know
So
what it is, man. But come on, man.
So a Ladino is somebody who would be Christianized African. They would already be assimilated into this Christian Spanish culture, right? A Bozale would be somebody who comes directly from Africa. So they was able to prove that they was Bozales, that they came directly from Africa, right? They had a Mende translator. And so that's why they was able to prove that they came from Africa. And it's after the abolition of the slave trade. That's why they got free. So it's like you bring up this case, it just kills everything you're talking about.
Okay,
But I digress.
There you go. When you say that these men was on a boat and killed a slave master, I don't give a fuck if they was from Africa, Aboriginal, the islands, a British nigga. They was a nigga. They was a slave. And they revolted and killed their master and other masters, and the master's people. Then they got caught. So I'm trying to say the whole story of slavery is fake. In the sense that it was just slavery like that. Because this case right here proves that something else was going on. Some type of commercial entity where it just wasn't blacks, motherfucking, that wasn't allowed to motherfucker strike back. I'ma stop proof that you was allowed to get around here and get busy. I digress.
Bro, this is willful ignorance.
Yo, you see how he just said fuck everything I
explained that
said.
shit exactly, bro. Like it just don't make no fucking sense.
I'm
So
glad
you
you
was allowed
said
to kill
something.
white people back then.
Absolutely. Listen,
And
because
take their
listen,
boats and steal it and say I'm about to go to
they was illegally enslaved.
You were allowed to protect yourself just like you are today.
How did they get on the boat?
They was put on the boat.
They was put on the boat.
Brother, they was put on the boat. They was enslaved people being transported. What are you talking about? They was put on the boat.
And they just killed all their slave masters
Yes, they killed the crew
in
and
the
left
time
2
of
people.
slavery.
Yes, this is not a new thing. This
In the
happened
time of
plenty of
slavery,
times.
some slaves killed their slave master and got
Bro,
caught for it.
yes. Bro, because listen, it was better back then because on the way, you wasn't a person, you was property.
So
Like,
property killed the property. So the property killed the creditor, and all the other creditors let this motherfucking property go.
listen, bro, there's times when the slaves actually killed somebody and the person who owned them might had a lot of money and was able to defend the slave in court. And there's rulings where because he's property, you know what I'm saying, it's a different type of circumstance.
Under
I
this
don't
case law right here, these people killed some fucking masters and got set free.
Yeah, because they was illegally being enslaved, brother. Fuck is you not understanding?
I'm gonna have to prove how can you be illegally slaved when slavery was going on?
Because they was taken from Africa after 1808. Are you
They
slow,
did not
brother?
come from Africa. They came from the
Bro, that's
islands.
the whole reason they got free is because they was able to prove that they came from yo. Yo, go ahead. I'm gonna mute up. Sutek, help me out,
The
please,
name
man.
of the case is how could these motherfuckers know how to navigate and they were slaves? That's
what I mean.
these
Like,
people.
did
All these
you
people went home.
let you get it out, man? So
Because y'all saying that
I just explained
hold on. You said it
that
was
they
enough.
killed the crew and left 2 members
There ain't no
alive so they could navigate the ship.
I've been looking
These
for that
niggas
shit
wasn't
all this
hopping
time.
on boats sailing for themselves. I just explained that.
Man, you just made that up. I've been looking
Okay,
for that
well,
story
shit,
since you
fuck
said
it.
that.
Let's
I've been
pull it
looking
up
for
then.
that.
Goddamn
You
it.
just made that up, bro.
And
Yeah,
after this,
Sutek, I'm gonna let you get a shot at it, bro, because he ain't understand nothing I'm saying. I'm
after
right here
this,
though, man.
I'm saying that you got a good
Lucky, you
point.
still there, man? Where
I'm
Lucky at?
saying that you got a good point now to see that okay, they got illegally motherfucking snatched, but you got illegally snatched and you killed these motherfuckers and got caught for it. That's just in slave time. I don't know, bro. That is man, you about to get lynched. That's just all I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying it's weird. That's all.
Listen, if they would have pulled up in the Carolinas or Virginia, that might have happened. But they pulled up in New York. Do you get that? This is a more liberal place.
See, I'm not just an asshole. You make a good point, though. I just got to sharpen my sword a little more and cut you. But that's a good point, though. That's a real good point. They was illegally took. But I'm just saying the proof that they could navigate a boat. That's all I was putting the point that they knew how to
who
navigate.
said they navigating the boat though? Share the screen, look.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
said they navigating the boat? Because you made that shit up.
I'm looking at this shit, man. It don't say nothing about no two people
Nah,
that
nah, nah. Fuck
navigated
it.
the boat.
Pull it up then. I put my screen to the side
Yeah,
for
even in
you.
the
You pull
movie,
your
they
screen
got
up
the
and
two
show them two
Spanish
people.
dudes. That's in court.
Yeah,
It was
pull that
two
shit
of
up.
them.
Prove that two people with two white people was.
I
Nah,
got the
fuck all
yo.
that.
Listen,
Pull that
I
shit
got
up.
the news. I got the news articles that was reporting on the trial at the time. Man. I got them how they had the translator, the Mende speaker. They had a problem with the women because the women was being housed at some dude's house, and he wasn't allowing people to come and talk to them. He was just like keep them in the crib, and some of them would look like they was being abused. It's more than what you see in the movie. Well, they had to put in some shit to the judge to be able to speak to the women because they wasn't letting them go speak to them. That shit was crazy. But good. Yeah, yo, we gonna go over this Amistad shit too because I got some shit on the Amistad. Definitely.
Pull that shit up, bro.
I'm
What you
looking
waiting
at it. It
on?
don't show nothing about nobody was
Nah,
navigating
we
a
all
boat.
want to look at it.
Man,
We don't want you
look,
to look
bro.
at it by
Look,
yourself.
bro.
We
You
don't believe
said,
you.
see, I'm not believing you that two people was navigating that boat that wasn't slaves.
Okay, I'm trying to pull up the source. Come on,
There
look.
you go. I'm waiting on you.
Yo, Lucky, you fell asleep? What's up, man? Lucky smoking that. He was smoking that good shit back there.
That indica done put his ass to sleep.
Nigga talking about I be smoking Lucky. That's all that nigga do.
Damn.
Where the
Y'all
fuck
still
Lucky
ain't
at?
proved that them people didn't know how to navigate a ship.
Bro,
And if there
if
was
they do have it,
bricklayers, and if
listen,
there was when y'all pulled up
hold
that
on,
one
hold
sheet.
on. Let me just say this, bro. Listen to me. When you understand the story of the Amistad, they wouldn't have kept two people alive to navigate the ship if they knew how to do it themselves. Nobody's trying to say black people are inferior, but every black person can't fly a plane or navigate a ship, bro. That's just how it is. You need to be trained to do these things. Like that's just. I'm sorry.
And see, there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. It was some type of commerce going on, man, because people was trained in every aspect of the world, especially Africa and the Americas. They just don't like to talk about that shit.
All right, but we
Nah,
talking. But the
you can't.
claim is about
You ain't get trained from the Europeans.
navigating
We
these
been
ships.
trained.
Navigating these ships. That's the claim. So what do
And we
they?
been
I
having
want to
ships
know.
around here, man. They even said Mansa Musa had ships, man. I'm just not on that
Nah, I didn't know he
yeah.
didn't.
See, people don't want to give out. See, Mansa Musa had ships and came to America. Y'all talking
Nah,
about
no, he didn't.
no,
No, he didn't. Nah, he didn't.
So Mansa Musa a lie?
No, you a lie. You put that
So
on Mansa Musa. Mansa
Musa
Musa ain't said he
tried
sailed
our
nowhere.
over here.
He said Mansa Musa ain't say he sailed nowhere. Big cap.
Big cat.
I don't say Mansa Musa ain't sail nowhere.
Yo, where the fuck Lucky at, man?
This Top Cat trying to get in and lie to us about some shit.
I'll fall back. Top Cat hit y'all in the head with something. Yeah, we might not see eye to eye on shit, but we still be boxing on the same goddamn it.
That nigga's a liar.
We're gonna be in the box too.
He a grade A liar. Trust me.
I don't know. I like his slow style though. You know, I be beating up on him, but I like his style though, man. His style is vicious, man. That Texas shit, that way that nigga's delivery, I respect it though.
No, all he try to do is over talk you and talk shit. That's not a style, bro. Like he his sources, he cherry pick his shit. A lot of times he doesn't really give you the full context of the shit, or don't tell you where it's from.
But he lets you rebut.
He's just a straight up liar. No, he doesn't. No, he don't. First of all, he don't let me around. I'm blocked. I'm blocked from his stream, y'all, nigga. You ever been blocked from nigga stream, y'all?
Yeah, I'm blocked from everybody's shit, but like yours and this one, yeah, and his. But I'm just trying to say, I just like his delivery. Me and him may don't see eye to eye, yeah, but I'm just trying to say his delivery. I done seen him. I just like his delivery.
That's all right. I'm about to start
But
like
if he running
dedicating.
from you though, you cocky as hell. He's Top
Oh,
Cat.
he is running from me. He is running from me. But this ain't about Top Cat. This is about the Amistad.
I'm just saying that people from whichever
So
side.
wait, was the people in the Amistad? Are you saying they're African?
The thing I
He said it. He said they was taken from Africa. Don't switch up now.
Here's what I said. I said that the slave trade was do more with commercial.
No, I don't
We
mean to
got
cut
you
you
on
off, bro.
record.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Amistad. What are those people? Are they Aboriginal or African? This is an easy question that you can answer.
Okay, shit. I'll say African.
All right. Okay. So it is. All right. We good with that.
So it's Africans being brought to America. Got it.
Hey, see, I could put the castles in America and Europe and Africa too. I could put the pyramids in Africa with the temple pyramids in America. I could put the Great Nile.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
There
You
go.
doing
I
some
could put the
pseudo
Great
shit.
Wonderful Nile.
I think we need it. But you hear those?
saying?
But that's his standard of greatness. His standard of greatness is what the white people say is good.
Well, what else is great then?
See,
I could put them on both sides of the field.
like every people who had like a society where they had some type of government laws or spiritual system, secret societies where you would move up in society, and you know what I'm saying, you go through the ranks and you learn different things and cultural things are being passed down to you. These things the white man didn't look at as like society, like structure. You just looking at a building and be like, oh, that's civilization. They built something. It's more to civilization than that. You just going by a lot of European standards. I see the whole Aboriginal community does that shit. That shit is weird to me. It's like if you didn't have it, that people was around before pyramids, right?
I'm just gonna say this.
No, like for
Before
real,
pyramids,
bro.
okay. Before pyramids or after pyramids, you can't get mad that certain people look at standards. Everybody got their own modal standard, class, Gressa, however. And
But we have things
you're,
before
I
pyramids
just
though
need
that y'all
30
don't even.
seconds, brother.
All
The
right, my
So
top
bad.
what
cat's
you're doing
asking
is
you
looking
about your
at
Shinnecock ancestors.
when you look get mad
Oh,
because
he
I'm looking
really
at
in
these
here? What he
buildings.
said?
He in the private chat. He trying to get
Oh,
in,
I
but
don't
lucky
see him.
ass sleep.
Yeah, he ain't scared of you. He looking like he ready. I'm gonna fall back. Yeah, he look like he
Oh
real
shit!
ready.
Hold on, I'm about to try to call Lucky on Instagram real quick. See if I can
Call
get
it.
him up. See if I can get
Now I'm
Top
talking
Cats in.
about Top Cats.
Top Cats,
He
we can
talking
talk about my
Christ.
Shinnecock ancestors.
He said he
Hold
ain't
on.
never
Let me
scared.
call Lucky real quick.
Man, you might have been barking up the wrong tree. I thought you was talking some real shit about Top Cat, man. He ain't ready. Shit.
Stop dick riding.
If you want me to
I
have me
like a
back from
good I
StreamYard,
like a
let me call this
good
nigga.
back and forth. And I want to say salute to everybody on the panel. I might have went left a little bit, but I like talking back and forth though. I mean, it don't always have to be fuck you, blah blah blah. I like building for real, whether I'm right or wrong. I even gave Not a Coincidence a good credit. Like, oh, he hit me in the head with that. They was illegally slaves. That was a good one, motherfucker. A lot of aggressive.
Yeah, they was illegally slave, and they beat the case because it was illegal. The whole action of what them white folks was doing was illegal. It was illegal slave trade.
Okay, I give credit where it's due. I might have to sharpen my sword up on that one a little bit. I could say, hey, I could say my sword was a little dull. It didn't slice through like it usually do. I can look myself in the mirror. About time he won one.
Man, we've been putting y'all niggas in the box since day one. Quit playing.
It's still a good build though, man. I mean, I respect it.
Yeah, man, we gotta get lucky. Lucky ass done fell asleep. Might have to
Top
take
Cat
this
was
shit to
talking
a
that
different
shit.
channel. Yeah, we might have to take this shit to a different channel. Well, Desmond, let me see what y'all talking about. The court ruled the Africans were entitled to take whatever legal measures necessary to secure their freedom, including the use of force. Exactly. So I said you got a right to protect yourself. So yeah, even though they killed them slave masters, it was legal. Self defense.
That's just a good one. It'll be hard for me to get out of that one. I just, I can look myself in the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, man, shit. A motherfucker snatch you up illegally, you gonna be killing some motherfuckers too. Shit, you don't know about no slavery or no slave trade going on in the Americas. All you know is some motherfucker snatched you up. You gonna do whatever the fuck you gotta do to get up out of that situation.
Top Cat's in here screaming. Okay, then Top Cat's in the private. Like, look, man. Oh, you talk too much shit. Not to see.
Hold on,
I'll
just getting
fall
out.
back
This
for
is
this
not a
one.
coincidence. Getting out of coincidence a minute. He calling Lucky,
Yeah, I'm talking
trying to
shit.
wake his ass up. The crew tricked them by sailing north that night. Right, exactly.
But yeah, when I ain't in my emotions, man, I hope all you brothers, shit, or friends, or associates, or enemies, whatever the fuck we is, man, I hope y'all all doing all right, bro. Real talk.
Man,
We'll cuss
everybody
each other
good.
out tomorrow, man. We'll cuss each other out and hate each other tomorrow, man.
Everybody good, man. Let me shit. Now, not a coincidence. Ass ain't gonna be able to hop back up here if Lucky don't wake up.
You know what I like about Not a Coincidence
Yeah.
is that I know one of my weaknesses is my emotions, and I barely see him get into his emotions. I swear. I like that about him. Yeah, it's like barely. Like I could trigger him sometime, and I do it on purpose sometime. But I'm like, damn, I can't wait to get like that where I'll be like, okay, you trying to pull my triggers, nigga? I'm calming down. I ain't on that shit. But on the information shit, I slice that nigga in the head every time.
Yeah, I need that weed he smoking. Yeah, I need that weed he smoking. He be too cool.
so cool. Yeah, shit.
Damn, man. He said he booted and he tried to call him. Should I start a show?
Hell yeah, I'll come follow you. Fuck it. I ain't doing shit but over here waiting on this girl. Wow, that's crazy though. You ran not to see. I don't know not to see. I don't know not to see.
Nah, nigga, you ain't never seen me say I was Cherokee. Ain't none of that shit, man. I'm West African. You see that logo?
I know some things in West Africa and East Africa that resembles the Americas, man. I don't know, Who knows?
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm finna start a show. All right, I'm finna hop out of here, get the show started. I'll come back and drop the link to it in the chat. We're gonna be on Kofi Pasa TV, everybody.
Put it in the chat though. You know what I'm saying? I'll pump it up for you. Yeah, I'm coming right over there. Everybody hit the like, subscribe. We ain't cuss each other out. That's how it's supposed to be 90% of the time. Sometimes we're going to get out of control. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep this energy over to the next show. Oh, shit. I don't know brother's name, but he going to get it in here. I think I can do it on here if I could. Look at this shit. I don't know how to do this shit. Nah, I don't know how to do this shit. But yeah, digital asset. It was decent to be over here, man. You let me talk, man. That showed the trillness in you, bro. That showed the trill ninja in you. I don't know. Some people don't like being called a nigga, but that showed the trillness, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we about to go over to my brother's show, man. You know what I'm saying? Fucking nah, that's my cousin from across the pond, nigga. Yeah, that's my cousin from across the pond and shit, nigga. That's my human cousin and shit. We about to go over to my human cousin channel and shit, my nigga. Nah, to see you ran, man. You ran, man. That nigga was in the chat, man. He was in the back chat. He was throwing blows, bro. That nigga was in the back chat throwing blows, man. Nah, to see, man. You might not want to show up for this one. Because he gonna hit you in the head. He got you, man. I was gonna hold it. I was gonna hold it to my last punch. Yeah, he got you on that one, man. He got you, man. He got you, man. I ain't gonna even ruin it. He got you, man. He got you, man. I ain't gonna even hit you with the he got you, bro. It's gonna be hard for you to get out the unless you can connect the to that tribe over there. Now, if you could hook the I ain't gonna even give Tomcat's secret up the Uh-oh. Who this? Who back? I hear somebody lurking. They need to hurry up though, because I get bored quick. I only got like a 5-minute brain expansion. Oh, that's the channel right there? Let me see, y'all. I think he already got the channel up. Yep. All right, I'm gonna share this motherfucker.